shenanigans. Can you
Media
not
team.
put none of this up, guy? We just having a conversation.
Nigga,
This
you
is
don't
personal.
control my media team. Talk to me, nigga. What you talking about, nigga? Clubhouse shenanigans on deck, nigga. You crazy?
And Clubhouse shenanigans, Clubhouse shenanigans is in the. Hold on, one mic. Clubhouse shenanigans is in the room, so this is going on YouTube. Man.
So
Crazy.
Wait, what?
with hoes. Like half of these niggas getting the same woman pregnant, they dating the same woman. So
That's
it
a
might not be
fact.
common, but
You
niggas got bitches.
you see me with mine, that's mine.
Yeah. So me personally, I know the best way not to offend. Like you could break all ties with a man when he feels that you're trying to attack his home. You know what I mean? Or you're disrespecting. It's not even about a woman. You're disrespecting him by not even thinking he's man enough to. You know what I mean? You're trying to encroach on his bitches. So again, I don't know why Drake. Like that's the word that niggas have said about Drake. For a long time, drama. A lot of other people. I don't know why.
He hit
I
a
don't know
lot
why
of
he
niggas
did that.
bitches, man. A lot of niggas bitches.
I think it's a power move for him. And again, I think psychologically, you know what I mean, not saying a nigga need a therapist and nothing, but that got to be studied because when he gets at a rapper, that's the first goal, right? You gets to Pusha T, starts talking about his girl, right? Gets at Kendrick, start talking about his girl. A lot of people, like I think Joe Budden, one of the sources of their issues, women, drama, women, shit. Even the whole Meek thing, even though that was supposedly non-existent, women. I mean, there's a lot of rappers who, that kind of reared his ugly head. And then also, even when he's kind of like, cryptically explaining the future thing, it feels like it's, like even on the record, it feels like it's about like some woman shit, right? Or like some petty shit. At least
That's
in
a
Future
right.
he
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it.
Bullshit.
So then again, I look at that and I'm like, shit, if, you know what I mean? And I'll even be honest with you though. There's one rapper. I don't even know if I probably shouldn't even say his name. I think I've said it before though. But I don't think he intentionally was doing it though. I was dating a Spanish girl back in like 2017, 2018. And then I was dealing with this other girl. And like, niggas be having types or whatever. This nigga DM both of my girls. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I go on a yacht with the nigga. And I bring another girl. And right after we get off the yacht, the nigga DM the girl too. And yo, I'm on the yacht with the nigga. Like, yo, first of all, like we on the yacht, shit's lit. We on the yacht. By the way, I don't even see. He don't even talk to her to be like, "What's your Instagram?"
Nothing.
So and I remember me and him talk because at that point I'm like, all right, man. Like once it's like coincidence. Second, I'm like, hold on, a little head scratcher. The third is like, nigga, I brought her on the yacht with you yesterday, nigga. You just at this anyway. Me and him
So
talking.
did you approach him?
Now we had a conversation, and I'm gonna be honest with you, he's one of them niggas. He DM every bitch. That particular rapper DM every bitch. You get what I mean? He's just like, yo, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Anybody who I heard was on the yacht, I DM'd him. Cause I was like, if I ain't fuck him on the yacht, I'm gonna fuck him after. I didn't know that was your shorty. My bad, bro. And but people could get like, wait, is a nigga trying? Like, is he trying me over that? It would at least lead you to have that conversation. If not, if you see a nigga who probably just doing it because he don't give a fuck, you might kind of feel a way about him.
So you saying old Drake probably drummed up these problems because he getting at everybody, bitch, fucking everybody. It could be so. Yo, we got a few people on the floor, but having questions. Bumpy, you on the floor?
Yep, I'm right here. Can y'all hear me?
You got some questions for Act?
Yeah. What up, Act? This Bumpy. What's going on, man?
What's going on with you?
Nah, shit. Hey, bro, I want to know, bro, what's up with you and this gatekeeping shit on the from Pop Smoke Killer from Blockwork?
Gatekeepers. Okay. All right. So this is clearly no jump. First of all, some crazy shit happened. I guess the dude was trying to, he made up something to Adam to act like I was offering him money to do an interview with me. But it's good old leverage, you know what I mean? Like I think he wanted to probably get some more money out of Adam. Regardless, here's the thing, and I don't have a problem. I used to, like back in the day, me and Adam used to even get at each other back in the day. These days, man, I understand we're in a privileged position these days. The biggest media outlets are the independent media outlets. It's not like the Vibe magazine, the Double XL. So I try not to really go at my counterparts. So like, even if I put out an opinion, it's just my humble opinion, but I can't tell niggas what to do, and I'm not gonna hate them over if they do something I don't approve of. Now, when it comes to the whole thing with the Pop Smoke, I think his name is Blockstar, the guy who killed Pop Smoke or was involved in his killing.
Involved in, yeah.
Me, I just think it's a dangerous precedence, right? Now, let me lay out how I'm looking at shit. First and foremost, I know I've been doing this shit for damn near like 15 years, right? I understand that part of my history is I did the war in Chirac, right? I've also said, man, after me growing as a man and also as a business person, also in this culture, I'm like, I realized that I could have done that better in a more respectful, tactful way or whatever, and I could have done so many things different. Secondly, the more you become successful in your field, you don't need to be the person that's scraping at the bottom of the floor no more, right? You actually become the person who, hey, whatever agenda you put out, everybody's gonna follow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times when I talk to these rappers, they'll tell me like, yo, Act, we want to do something with you because whatever you do, we know the rest of the blogs or everybody else gonna follow, right? So you got to understand that power, and that matters a lot. So for me, when I look at the Blockstar dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. If he was a rapper that was already, I mean, I'm not saying it has to be some huge rapper. It doesn't have to be the King Von, like Quando, like Lil Tim situation. Again, I wouldn't care because it's part of that person's story and it's a musical conversation. At the end of the day, no matter if we're talking about real life shit, right? I think what dangerous precedents we get into as hip hop platforms. I'm not saying the dude should not be interviewed. I'm just saying by hip hop platform. If we're like our platforms are built on the culture and the music business, which means we're not just like CNN reporting every death, every whatever. We are a part of something that's an ecosystem. So when we're a hip hop platform and we give a platform to people who aren't in the hip hop. Now, if it was somebody who was an A&R who did some shit, all right, I get it. But somebody who not in the music business, who just his claim to fame is killing a hip hop star, I know the ramifications of that because going back to the war in Chirac, I know that when I was doing some of those videos, even though, truly from my core, I wasn't trying to hype people up to go do other shit. People looked at my shit and said, well, shit, if I need some clout, and for some people, clout mean money. If I need some clout, shit, this nigga Akademiks making up nicknames for the niggas who could get this person whacked. They might be more incentivized. So I don't want to incentivize, especially us as hip hop media, I don't want to incentivize people to harm rappers or do anything like that, thinking that, all right, well, I could get a payday off of this. So that's my only thing, because it also works twofold, and that's why I was, again, to me it was just like a friendly warning to Adam, because shit, put it like this: if you're interviewing this guy, why wouldn't you interview somebody else who just ran down another rapper or robbed another rapper? Why don't you interview the people who and maybe you would, the people who killed what's my guy name again? PNB Rock in that in the Waffle House. Why don't you interview, you know what I mean, the person? Why don't you go interview the dude who ran up in Bun B's house, right? But you probably wouldn't. The reason why you probably wouldn't is because Bun B is a part of the reason why even his platform and my platform exists, right? And for some shit that is not music, why the hell are we going out of our way just to get cheap bottom of the pavement clicks? Again, somebody's gonna do it, and that's why I was saying that when I was in my war in Chirac mode, bro, like there was a million media outlets bigger than me. I was trying to stick out. I don't think that when you're a No Jumper, your Akademiks, or even a Vlad, or let's say a Breakfast Club, or a Joe Budden podcast, you don't need to be doing that. Somebody in the culture will do it. That content is gonna get out there. But when you do it as one of those big platforms. I just think it sets the dangerous precedence, and also it encourages more shit.
Well,
Because right now,
wouldn't you agree that it's just as distasteful as like when Vlad interviewed No Plug behind the Bankroll Fresh thing, or even in your case alone after the war in Chirac? Wouldn't you say that some people find the 6ix9ine interview distasteful?
so it's going back to that main point I'm saying. If it's within the context of rap, I interviewed Fulio and I interviewed Young and Ace, right? I don't personally believe that their music is centered around a conflict. If I interviewed them and I asked about the conflict, that's what their music is centered around, and that's what they're promoting. Again, we are hip hop media. You don't see political media going into true crime shit. Like you're not gonna see C-SPAN go interview the guy that killed, or the family members of the person who killed John F. Kennedy. So I'm only saying it from our perspective as hip hop media outlets. By the way, I do think this guy's gonna get interviewed and he's gonna do a documentary. I got no problem with that. I got zero problem with that. Like he has a story to tell. I have no problem with him telling a story. I just know when you start something, I know what comes afterwards. I remember people incriminate, like, everybody. I never lived a day in my life in Chicago. Everybody gave me that information. Like, people would just do stuff and just be like, "Hey, here's the proof. Talk about it." You get what I'm saying? But it does breed other shit. That's all I'm saying. So again, when you're a hip hop platform and it seems like you're rewarded monetarily with clout and also money for stories about what you did to a rapper, I think it propagates it more. And also the reason I was saying we're all within this, man, listen, when they realize they can't catch the rapper, they'll catch the blogger too. Trust and believe. So again, we are in this shit insulated, and that's why I was like, homie probably do got a story to tell, but man, let him go do his documentary. People are gonna watch the shit out of probably.
Well, let me ask you a question, Zach. And I've been sitting back watching it. Do you think people in New York really loved and gave a fuck about Pop Smoke to that magnitude?
Now that's a great question, and
Because I've been watching it and it seems like it was a thing, but that's not there.
nah, you bring
Because you got a side of New York telling dude, come out here, we got you. Fuck that nigga. So when you dealing with that shit, and remember, Pop, in his defense, he died at the, he was at that breaking point of his career. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't, did any tours or really clicked up or been running with this, or made any type of, the allegiance he got with 50 Cent today, he don't even know, right? Like, so I don't think that. I don't know. What are you feeling on that side of it? I don't,
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm slightly disappointed in New York. I'm gonna tell you why. Like, even without the reasons, and those are the reasons, right? That I wouldn't do the interview. But even then, let's remove that. I was thinking before. I was like, well, your headquarters is basically nestled right in New York City.
Yeah.
If you do that, you're gonna get the backlash. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now I'm feeling like there probably wouldn't been that much of a backlash, because I think that's a disappointment. Because, for example, I thought there was gonna be some solidarity on how people in New York felt about, like, yo, this is a dude who killed someone who pretty much changed the trajectory of what New York rap was, and it was bringing us places. This guy means a lot to us, even if we don't fuck with the nigga. You get what I mean? But I think in New York, it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
There's a few individuals, and I don't want to, like, act like everybody quiet. Like, there's a few individuals is like, yo, nah, that shit's unacceptable. But when I first saw it, I thought that this was gonna be the response. Yo, man, it's clipped for no jumper with any New York artist even getting up there no more. It's over, because you can't go do that with that nigga who basically is shitting on the existence of somebody who helped an entire city. But I don't think New York looks at it like that, which I think is a little sad. But you know, what I mean, everybody probably have their
I
reasons.
think Lord, for God willing, is not a good dude. If this would have been like, and I'm not trying to go too big of a guy, like a Davey situation, then New York be tripping and flipping right now. Not trying to go with a 50 or Fat Joe. I'm just trying to kind of stay, mid. If this was one of those situations, I think New York would be tripping. But for some reason, man, it's like, I don't think
Unfortunately, I think it would have to be like a fit. Bro, I really think New York don't really come together for nothing. I think, I think there's a bunch of people. When I look at New York, like New York is so even divided just by boroughs. Like, yeah, Brooklyn, yeah, they give a fuck, but niggas in the Bronx is doing what they do. Niggas in Queens, they do. So it's weird and odd, but man, I don't really think they would care that much, man. Well, not care, but I don't think they would be like, yo, listen, as a collective, man, we just not about to have that. You know what I mean?
Another
It's
thing,
interesting.
do you feel like if dude was to start rapping right now, do you think he did it out of order? Think he should have had some out already and then did this? Do you think if he was to start rapping right now, would people kind of like, well, he'll have an identity because they'll say that's the guy that was part of Pop Smoke. But do you think he would lose all East Coast support? Nobody wouldn't fuck with him?
Now, I guess I got to get a disclaimer on this because I'm not really trying to get a new career advice, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was to give him advice, like, to be honest, he should have been. He's in a weird spot, I think, right? Because he's gonna realize this in the middle portion he's playing. Because I did watch the interview. Oh yeah, I send condolences, but I'm not sorry, bro. You're gonna have to be one of the two. You're gonna have to be like, nigga, it happened. Fuck y'all niggas if y'all mad. This is how we get down in the streets. And shit, I think that's how a rap career starts. Or you could be mad apologetic, and that comes with some sort of sympathy. Be like, well, he got into this shit because he was a kid. But I think the worst thing he's doing, if we're thinking about some type of longevity, because once people hear the story, like, you know what I mean, now it's we have a time clock on it. This in the middle kind of, yeah, I'm not happy that it went down like that, but I got no regrets. If I supposedly he got a manager, I don't even know why he got a manager if he ain't rapping.
That's a fact. I believe P Nice might be managing. They called me like 10 days ago to do the interview before they called anybody.
Hey, by the way, he shouldn't even did the interview until the rap drop. If he's gonna rap, I don't know if he's gonna rap. You could tell
That's
me
a
he's
fact.
Like,
that's a fact.
First of all, you're supposed to do the rap, sensationalize it in the rap, and then everybody gonna want to hear the interview, and then you could tone it down. Be like, nah, I'm just rapping, blah blah blah. But you don't, like, you gave out this story in such a, I want to say, almost boring way that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
He was too cool. He was
Yeah.
too cool. He wasn't in entertainment mode. AB, you in here? Where you at, AB? AB from the Bay. AB got a question.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, DJ Akademiks.
What's wrong with your mic, AB? Your mic is muffled.
Akademiks, is this
There you
live?
Can you hear me?
Yo, AB, that's you?
Oh, I guess it is. Look.
Who was that down there talking off their mic? Maz, get them up.
I got her, Wack. I got her.
Yeah, we on it.
Is that AB? I guess not. Bang. AB, get your mic right. Where Bang at? Where you at?
Yo, you can hear me, what?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead. Act on stage.
Yo, what up, Wack? It's Bang, bro. Man, I want to know what you think about the Lil Durk situation. What the Lil Durk son so say allegedly shooting his stepdad or whatever. You saw that?
Yeah, I saw that, and well, my perspective a little different on it because I don't got kids, so me, I'm like, yo, this is exactly why you don't want to be a stepdaddy, man. I'm like, yo, I seen a nigga post up. He say, yo, I bought you 4-wheelers, I bought you this, and this what you did to me. Like, yeah, nigga, you not my daddy. That's what happened. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm pretty sure if there was a domestic dispute with Dirk and the mama, I don't think he's shooting Dirk. You know what I mean? Why? That's his father. But shit. I don't know the status of their relationship, but it looked like the dude is basically, he begging Dirk to come get his kid, and shit, rightfully so. I mean, yo, your kid definitely. I mean, also too, you can't really be fighting in front of kids, man. You know what I mean? But it looked like it was like some whole hood little ratchet situation. I feel bad for the dude, but um, I can't say whatever the kid did. Growing up as a kid, when especially like when your mom not with your dad, your mom is like your mom and your dad. And you almost and the older you get, you feel like you gotta protect her, even if you're like 9. I don't even know how old the kid is. So I could see like
Kid like 10, 11
Yeah,
years
he was
old.
10.
yeah. I mean, I just hope there are no charges that come out of it, honestly. But shit, I can't say I'm mad at what the kid did. I'm happy the dude didn't die. But if you had a single mother you grew up with, and if she dealt with men or men came around, if you were unfortunate to hear them have arguments or whatever, you probably felt a little helpless, especially when you want to defend your mom in an argument or something like that, because you don't want to see nobody argue with your mom or put hands on your mom. So I can't blame the kid at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, obviously, the dude has turned it into like, yo, this is the type of shit y'all was teaching him, so this is why he did it. But man, listen, you a stepdaddy to dirt kids, man. Like, if you arguing with his mama with a gun on your hip, apparently the gun was on his hip, so he had the gun. So the kid, I don't know if the kid disarmed him or like while something happened, the kid grabbed the
The
gun.
gun fell on the ground.
Oh, exactly. So
That's the
man,
report said.
I look at that from the kid perspective more than the dude perspective. I hope the kid ain't, sometimes them type of traumatizing situations kind of make you either feel like something you're not or kind of fuck you up. So I feel bad for the kid on that one. I'm not gonna lie.
What's
Got
the
Listen, I feel like this. Something more had to been going on for the kid to trip that hard.
You don't think it's the
They
first
saying
time
the
they
mother,
got into it?
they saying the mother was whooping on dude. So for this to happen, it had to be a previous situation to where the kid at some point in time might have felt, I might have to help my mom one day. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact. It's probably not the first time.
Nah, definitely wasn't. And not to put it on dude, maybe the mom be wilding out. I don't know. I do know at this point in time, with this type of thing happening with that kid at 10 years old, it's time to Dirk need to come get him. Cause he headed one way from here. If Dirk don't get him and redirect that shit, put him in a different environment, we're gonna hear about this kid.
Hey, I know one of y'all probably just seen it because everybody on my team has hit me about it. They want me to post. Damn, Bad Baby just posted her new nigga beating the brakes off her own security camera. Y'all seen this shit?
Her new nigga whooping her security guard?
No, whipping her ass on security camera.
Oh, her new dude.
Yeah, the guy she just had a baby with.
Yeah, that's bad work. It probably been going on. I get beat up by my girl. My girl, she be beating me up all the time. I just ball up, and take it. Fuck it.
Yeah, she got a.
You talking about Bad
What?
Barbie?
Yeah, like she can't. Her eye look like it can't open.
Damn. Who is this dude? He's a regular dude, or he's somebody? Who is he?
He's not really known in the music industry, but he's friends with niggas. You know what I mean? So it's not like nothing gonna really happen to him. And she deleted it anyway. I'm pretty sure like it's one of those shit where like she's still gonna stay with his ass, guaranteed. I ain't even trying to trivialize it, but she probably just wanted like that shade room community to roast him for a little bit. But it's not like he gonna lose nothing. The nigga don't got no. From what I know, he don't have no job or position that could be lost in the music business or anywhere else.
Yeah,
So,
that's a fact. Only thing could happen to him is some law shit. That's it. Hey, Rob, where you at,
That's a fact.
Hey, Rob, where you at, man? Because you's a 6'9" fanatic. I know you got a 6'9" question.
Yeah, hey, academics, this A-Rod, man. So we're hearing all this stuff, like 6ix9ine, he just got to come back to the States and whatnot. And then, like, I saw a headline, I think yesterday or the day before, that they're auctioning his cars online. What's going on with him, man?
Man, really, it's mainly all the stuff he got going on in the DR. You know what I mean? All the stuff with the auction and stuff like that. I mean, just in general, how shit like that works, man. If everybody got to file taxes every year. If you either don't file or you file your taxes and you don't pay it, they gonna tell you, hey, pay us this money in maybe 90 days or 180 days. It's accruing interest every day. If you don't, we're putting a lien on your shit. Now, when you dealing with a lot of shit, like I think the regular people are gonna look at it and be like, 6ix9ine is broke. Nah, far from it. You know what I mean? But what it kind of shows, he's been kind of either delinquent or he got too much shit going on. He's in DR. The DR situation is like a really funny. It's a really funny type of situation. I think they're using what he went through in New York to fuck with him a little bit more because in their opinion, they feel like 6ix9ine went down to the DR and he's loved there, like some Robin Hood type of love there. Like people were busted in the courtrooms in his court hearings, outside with like a whole riot. They're trying to make sure that he can't do none of that there. And the thing is, what I always tell people, no matter what y'all think, man, if y'all got a passport, y'all travel. I don't care what resort y'all go to another country. The United States is the best country in the world. I was born in Jamaica. Trust me. When in other countries, like for example in Jamaica, like if you were a suspect of a crime, they could just jail you without reason for like a certain amount of days. Look what they did to
No
Andrew.
problem.
They could be like, hey, they could jail you, then do their investigation. Then they got to come up with a reason after it. So they're using all those type of tactics, which, 6ix9ine is also on federal probation. So again, usually with a U.S. citizen, when you go out of country, you'll get obviously anything that happens to you that's of that nature, you're gonna get the embassy and everybody jumping in. But it's a little bit different with him. He just gotta wait some time. Again, I don't even fully know if because supposedly he had left the country. That supposedly they say he wasn't.
He back. He called me FaceTime when he got back.
One thing I did tell him, because what's happening down there too, that's pushing the propaganda for them to be very strict against him, and he knows his number one. I always said 6ix9ine is one of the smartest rappers I've ever dealt with because, it's only recently I feel like rappers realize it's to your benefit to be like, you want to be friendly and be cool and cordial with the blogs and the people who control the media, because even though you got social media, other people could push the narrative farther than you and they do it more. He's beefing with he's beefing with the media down there, like the biggest media conglomerate down there is some guy named like Alafoke. They're at odds, but they're at odds because of the girl, like the girl he's with. I guess they have a history. Always come back to the woman, don't it? Apparently, she had that dude's name tatted, but all type of shit. She's also Anuel's ex, so he wants her to not be with all type of stuff. So like he's putting forth the propaganda out there to say 6ix9ine is this evil guy who manipulated people in New York and started a crime family over here, and he's trying to do it in DR. So a lot of officials, they're treating him and they're trumping up everything when it comes to the situations that he got down there. You know what I mean? So as soon as he get that resolved, he'll be straight. But again,
He's still getting bookings. I done got like 3
of
bookings
course.
for like $500,000 for the dude already, all over the place. So Nisha Kim, you in here?
Yeah, I'm in here.
You got a question?
Yeah, I have 2 questions. Hey, DJ Akademiks, it's Nisha Kim. My first question is, would you ever do a sit down with Young and Ace on Off the Record?
Yeah, I did one before, and I'll definitely do one again with him because and it's more than just a sit down, like in just like on some rap shit. Is, man, now when I'm looking at these guys, man, all I can see is like a lot of trauma and hurt. Like Young and Ace, even though he dropped like pretty much 2 diss songs on Fulio since he died, he about to drop another one. Man, that man got a lot of hurt. Like you got to realize he was in a car with like his brothers and they all died but him. So yeah, you know what I mean? When I do try to do an interview with somebody like Ace or something like that, and I try to make it more than just, okay, let's just gas up whatever type of situation they got going on. Because honestly, he's the last remaining main rapper from that region, and we all know when the rapping stops, the killing's still gonna go. So you know what I mean? I don't want to I don't want him to have the same fate as Fulio. That's my thing. But of course I'll sit down with Ace.
Okay, and my second question is, what made you react to that Kathy White video that Trap Lord Ross dropped yesterday? Since nobody's really talking about it, like, what made you bring it back to the light?
Yeah, so everybody was spamming in my chat, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought it was random and odd, right? Like, I've never heard that story till that time, ever. Like, I think we all just thought the only mistress that Jay ever really had, other than Becky with the long hair, was Rihanna. Like, I don't know about Jay-Z side chicks or whatever the case is, but it kind of, and again, Traplo Ross, I don't know how the hell from the UK he does a really good job of like kind of getting to the heart and the core of like a lot of these things, or bringing out stories that shit somebody like me ain't even know. But yeah, I watched that, and just truthfully, I definitely do believe that Jay-Z specifically is moving, and I'm not mad at him. I'm thinking he's smart. I think Jay is smarter than Diddy in terms of realizing the moguls of today that were active rappers and were, executives back in the 90s and early 2000s. Yeah, they're under fire. It's pretty much like the Me Too movement for them, and he's laying low. And I do believe he's probably in the background trying to control all this stuff that he doesn't get caught up in this media storm. So nobody's gonna really, like for example, I see everybody talking about Diddy, and they're like, "Yo, oh shit, Diddy was fucking with so and so underage," and I always look at people that say shit like that, and I'm like, obviously I don't agree or approve, but I'm like, I hate when y'all, just only selective politic. You know what I mean? Like, y'all niggas, there's mad known stories of, so-and-so was dating so-and-so when she was 6. But all of that, we pick on one person at a time. It's like, this is the scapegoat. He's the only one doing it. And after we're done parading Diddy, people move on. But there's much more to be, and again, I'm not trying to be no whistleblower neither. So, again.
Yeah, it's a gang up. That's a fact.
Yeah, it was that era.
Yeah,
but
that's a fact.
Also, a lot of people who's speaking up now, put like this. I've watched other media personalities. I've watched other executives. I watched other rappers. Because right now, it's cool to kick Diddy's back in. But all of them was
Bobby
at
Brown fucked a gang of teenagers.
Yeah. They were all at the Rock Nation brunch. They all was wearing the fucking that hat with the fucking plane on it. Like, come on. They people only, they have selective morality. You know what I mean? They're like, nah, of course. Oh my God.
Politicking.
Yeah. So again, anytime I feel like I even watch some shit like that, it sticks out because, again, I'm not trying to blow the whistle at nobody, but it only sticks out because people realize, like, wait, nobody else is talking about this but you. But then you got to ask yourself, why ain't nobody else talking about everybody? If Diddy was doing this, he wasn't the only one.
Hell no.
We should probably think about all the executives. All right, well, was every executive getting down like this? Were they having parties?
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's quiet about anything else but Diddy.
Let's be real. You know how it goes, Zach. After it happens, they talk about it, they pass it around. Oh yeah, where's she at? Let me fly her in. You know how it goes.
Hey,
it's what they do.
And I mean, years later, it's kind of like the Epstein shit, right? It's like people found out afterwards, like, all right, we got to stop thinking it was only Epstein. He had a gang of freaky ass niggas that was trying to do this shit too. You know what I mean? Like, niggas not just doing it by himself.
Let me ask you something, Mac. Because I didn't see what this was the disrespect at. Freaky ass nigga, he's a 69 guy. I'm a 69 guy. I'm a freaky ass nigga with my woman. I'm like, yo, where's the disrespect in them bars right there, bro? That's like, yeah, all right, shit. Like,
yeah, well, I don't think he talking just about the act, because I'm pretty sure, Kendrick got he got his significant other. I'm pretty sure he do his thing too. You know what I mean? I think what he talking about though is like,
The
man,
underage girls, the young girls.
well, not only that,
Well, A minor with the hopscotch, I got that. But I'm like, nigga, I'm a 138. I'm 69 times 2.
nah, I'm gonna tell you what I think. Think about. So I interviewed what's that nigga named Hitmaker, right? Youngberg, and he said something which I agree with. And he said the reason why these two niggas right now are being seen in this light, them niggas stayed too long at the party, and I kind of agree. He said Diddy was still trying to have freak offs and wild parties and orgies at 55. Like nigga, if Jay used to do it, he cut it out. He cut it out in his 30s. Like nigga,
Yo, he was fucking his son's bitches. What you mean?
exactly. And then I think the thing with Drake, that's why I think Kendrick say freak ass niggas like, yo, bro, like you're a 40-year-old billionaire now, nigga. You still want to go to Turks with a 22-year-old? Like, bro, come on, man. How freaky could you be? You know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things. I guess he's trying to say like, nigga, you should have got this out of your system, nigga. You still chasing pussy type of shit. Which, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna knock a man for, still trying to do his
Yeah,
thing.
but them niggas living different, bro. You know that, bro. Every day, life's a party every day. You know that. Them niggas wake up and say the day is on, is on.
Nah, I agree.
Hell out of Mike. Hey, we lock and live down. We want the whole top section. Hey, get the caters to the crib after live. Everybody coming back to Star Island. Check this out. We gonna have the cabanas in the back. Bitches, they call them bitches that do what they do. They could go post up in there, let them sit in the cushion, and tell niggas we charge them $5,000 to go stand in front of them. You know, they can do what they want when they want. You know that, bro. It's just a snap of the finger.
And I agree.
A text or the phone, everybody there. You can look and live and see everybody looking at their phone, looking up, looking at everybody. You know what time it is. Niggas is leaving an hour early so they can get parking.
Yo, and listen, I agree. Except that's why I say Kendrick a foul nigga, because I think I do not think Drake is a pedophile at all. And I think
he read that narrative.
I think Drake
I
fucks
don't
a lot
either,
of women, but he fucks women underage. Now here's the thing, and I guess this is the conversation we should have. Because I do believe they're trying to make it seem like he's a pedophile because he's 35 plus and his preference might, I don't know if it's true, but might be still the 21, 22-year-olds. He don't want no 30 plus year old girl.
Yeah.
And that narrative be working sometimes. Like on the shade, yo, you ever see like they started with Tobey Maguire today? The nigga showed up, I don't know how old that nigga is. He might be like 45. He showed up to the white party with some young tick. Like she might have just freshly turned 21.
So you got to get them in their mid-40s and still look 28. That's why they can't get you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You get them 5'3", 143, 144, still look youthful and look young. You know what I'm saying? And they dress right. They listen. Listen, man. Hey, listen. I was at the motherfucking game, 4th of July party. Everybody thought I had a teeny bopper. It was like, yo, Wack, how old is she? 24, 25? The little young niggas, I almost had to whoop on 2, 3 of these. Look, young nigga, what you doing? Well, man, why you fucking with our shit? She our age. So that's the key. Get you somebody of age, because a female in the 40s, pussy is better than a woman in the 20s anyway.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Ooh.
Right? And then you get the female in the 40s that look like they're in the 20s. You got the best of both worlds. Man, I got a freshman college cheerleader, my nigga, right here, right now. I'm chilling.
Hey,
and I'm a 69 guy, 138 times 2. That's a fact.
Hey, but I think that's why they be mad at Drake. Every time a new chick hits 22, like the thing with Drake though,
you get him your act. You like him in mid-20s too though, act. You a 26, 28er.
No, of course.
26,
yeah.
25.
Hey, let me tell you, I think niggas just trying to shame Drake into selling down. Drake been doing this Playboy shit. Drake been lying to people for the longest. He been saying that he in love, he's getting his heart broken, but all he's doing is fucking bitches.
He fucking bitches.
Yo,
Drake baby mama 34 right now.
Yo, by the way,
that might have been a mistake though, act.
It was. Hey, that's an ill move. Yo, you know which guys are the scummiest? You see me? I always end up telling the truth and it fucks up any game I got. They be like, all right, nigga, I know what you want. The nigga who comes out and says, yo, I'm looking for love, my last shit ain't work because she didn't want to settle. Like he's rapping, he's singing like he want to settle down. He's like, yo, Drake sung on a song. He said, yo, I haven't felt this way since I was a kid. That's what he said on the Four Bat song. Man,
But I will tell you this, bro.
Drake just playing these chicks.
I
man.
will tell you what they played him on was the Colorado situation. I tried to help. Colorado legal age of consent is 17. The father was there. Drake was not his age now. I believe Drake was.
He was 20, I believe.
21, 22, some shit like that. Somewhere around there. So they tried to make it look like he just did this shit, right? Playing it, they was trying to run the play. So at the end of the day, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can't blame a motherfucker if he 38 and he fucking with somebody 25, but that's his preference. That's his preference.
Yep. Here's the thing.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
I think the way for Drake to kind of get up out of this, they're shaming him off of the dating app. They're shaming him out of the dating marketplace. If he right now says, yo, I'm engaged to this girl or I'm about to build all that shit about him being a pedophile, because there's no proof. Like, the only thing they're going to bring up is that little kiss or whatever, right? But there's nothing else. Like, okay.
It's not.
Yeah, like they're going to be like, oh, well, he texted this girl. Did he text the girl that he want to fuck, or did he talk about the fact that they're both in this music business and how that relates to life? You know what I mean?
That's real. That's real. I'm with you on that. I seen that. They was trying to drive a narrative, but you got to remember that happens when the shit starts to go against you. It doesn't matter. And this is why, Act, and you know it. We have our circle of friends, our comrades, to where we're there for us like that. Because regardless if you want to say, if some shit come at Act, right? Mm-hmm. And some shit come with Wack, it's best to Act have a Wack as a comrade than not as a comrade, adding to the bullshit narrative, and vice versa. It's best that Wack has an Act, because if Act starts to add to what the other motherfuckers are saying, and I start to add to what the other motherfuckers are saying about you, and so on and so forth, and then it's a harder fight. Because regardless if it's the truth or not, once they start talking about it, it's in the algorithm, and before you know it, Act, you start getting phone calls. It's affecting the business. It's affecting this and affecting that. All kind of crazy shit, bro.
Hey, Wack. So, the other day, I go out to I went out to Top Golf. So I go out to Top Golf with a couple of my homies.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people see me. So everybody coming up for pictures, whatever. Some girls see me and they come up and they say, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And this was I realized. I said, I thought people would like just know certain shit is bullshit.
No.
So this chick says to me as she takes the picture, she says, "Hey, is it true that you and Drake be fucking dogs?" I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. Now, you know what that came from? That's some Twitter shit. I was on my stream. I think Drake had texted me or something like that. I have 4 Rottweilers. They're all in my house right now. You know niggas try to break in my house. So I got all type of guns. I bought 4 guns yesterday. I got 4 Rottweilers, nigga. I got 4 Rottweilers, and one of them got hit by a car. So he can't really move around, so he got to stay in the cage a lot.
And Rocks already get bad hips in their old age. So
exactly. So, he tired of being in the cage or whatever. It's right outside my studio room, so I'm reading the text. This is when the bullshit rumor is going around that Drake is wearing dog masks because he's fucking dog, which is clearly fake. Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, my dog starts growling in the background, but I'm looking at my phone. So the dumbass is on Twitter like, yo, Drake sent him the video of him fucking the dog. Here's the thing. I explained it right after because I seen some people start taking it. I'm like, no, that's my actual dog that's outside this room that's crying. Who the hell would send a video of them fucking it? Come on, that's some discussion.
Yeah, but you got, bro, 70% of this world dumb as fuck, bro.
The girl asked me, and then I really said, "Where'd you get that from?" She said, "I seen it on Twitter." I said,
and held on to it all this time.
Yeah.
I got a New Yorker in here. Got a music question about New York. Zine, where you at, Zine?
Yo, Wack, what up? Yo, Ack, what up?
What up, man?
All right, so listen, I know you're familiar with the sound in New York right now with Cash and the whole sexy drill sound and shit like that. What you feel about that sound, longevity? I know you see a lot of, I know I've noticed a lot of people kind of like gravitating towards that style. What do you think about that whole thing? How do you think that could help out with just New York in general?
Anytime there's a popular sound, I always look at it like this. Think about reggaeton. Like reggaeton was one, they call it rhythm and dancehall culture that some Hispanic people jumped on and they turned to a whole genre. One particular beat. If you notice, the drums are always the same. The sexy drill thing, I like it, but I think it's gonna get burnt out real quick. Shout out to Cash Cobain and everything, but I think everybody's trying to do it and it's gonna get burnt out. Now, here's the thing. It's about how you evolve that. You could build off of it. You could kind of mold it in with certain shit. And if that happens, I think that'll be a good, because obviously you still have more of the, like the aggressive kind of like sped up sample drill shit. But this is like a good type of shit where you bring the ladies in, which if niggas trying to sell music and not just trying to make music to just encourage more death, not saying that regular drill music don't, kind of sell or whatever, but when you making music where the ladies could like, and it's still kind of in that little, shit talking vibe, that's good. Because now you're going to be able to go perform, you're going to make money with it. I just think they got to keep evolving the sound. Like one thing I realized when it comes to, New York, it's a little bit monkey see, monkey do. Like when Pop,
for sure,
right before Pop died and when he died, everybody had the deepest voice in history. Like I've never seen, like I've seen 16-year-olds. I'm like, nigga, you sound like you're 80. Like everybody, because that was the thing to do. So, you just need people to kind of build and evolve these sounds. But I think New York City, for a very long time, people were wondering like, damn, New York looking bad. I think New York has been looking good the last couple of years. You just got to keep building and evolving. And I think what we're missing, and this is no disrespect to Cash, is like, and this is why Pop was special. Pop was not only great musically, he didn't also, and pause on this, like he had the look, but he you could tell he was a star. There's a quality about being a star. You know what I mean? Wack definitely knows what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, when you have somebody that gives off the energy like, oh, I'm him, I'm the star, and people are gonna receive that, that's what takes the whole shit to another level. Because, I always tell people like, even shit, anything you do, but even in like say YouTube media, type of wave, it's always a trickle down effect, right? You need somebody to blow up so crazy that even if you're not him, you're Fabio Foreign, and you're still lit as fuck. You get what I'm saying? So, you just
for
need
sure. I
a star.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, we need a star to really pop up, like pop out of that, to really
Cause I seen him touching with he got a few joints on Don Toliver. Travis been fucking with him, so I kind of see. But again, I come from the whole Raider Clan like ASAP shit, so I remember the movements and this what you talking about. Everybody monkey see, monkey do. So I understand what you're saying on that angle. It got to evolve past the. But Rocky was a star, so I see what you're saying too.
Yeah, no, Rocky was a star. Like,
yeah,
like,
so.
Like, let me tell you this, and it's kind of, and pause what I'm saying is because I ain't on no gay shit, but it's like a star. You could tell a star when he walks. Like, oh, that nigga's a star. Like before the music even start, oh, that nigga's a star. Like that nigga's moving in a way where like people gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because half of what rap is like, niggas want to be like the rappers. You know what I mean? Like you listen to something, if you listen to it enough, you realize the mannerism starts to kind of adapt to what they do. You want to dance like them, you want to dress like them, you want to talk like them. So again, I think sometimes people don't realize. You see, now it's very easy to pop off because you might just have a hot song. But the reason why we do see a lot of people with one hot song, and especially the TikTok era, is that, and this is where artists, development used to come in. You're trying to create an artist, and the artist is supposed to be the cool guy. The artist is supposed to be the person who the masses want to be like, and it don't necessarily have to. I mean, shit, like we're thinking about like emo rap or whatever. Like, look at X. X was one of those people. He wasn't probably the most coolest guy if we're just talking about like gangsters or whatever, but you have to be that person. You just stand out. So, Cash is super talented, and I think he's still building. So we'll see how it turns out, man. But I'm moving for him.
All right, for sure.
One of my funniest people on stage. She a little crazy. We call her Empress. She's from Philly. Where you at, Empress?
I'm right here, Mr. Wack. Good evening,
You got a
everybody.
question, as you know, call him Mr. Academic.
Yes, Mr. I was like, oh my God, did I say Mr. or DJ? Mr. DJ. I was trying to figure it out for like an hour. So, good evening, Mr. Okay, good evening, Mr. Academics. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I have some questions for you. One is regarding mental health. So, because mental health is awareness is growing in hip hop. So, how do you believe media outlets can be more responsible in covering artist struggles? I did hear you mention something previously, so I would like to know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of.
Tell the truth, bro.
Now
Niggas gotta be halfway crazy coming into this shit, man.
Yeah, no, it's kind of difficult, and man, it's a really difficult question to answer because mental health awareness is a bit I think we're more in tune with what the artists are going through, or like like for example, let's use like Lizzo. Obviously like Lizzo is like she's going through some stuff, and even when Wack remember the call, he called me. She didn't even Drake called me when it came to like SZA, because I thought we were roasting each other, but like she felt away. And that was one of the things where it's like, yeah, I know this is hip hop, but you don't want to be just always on the extreme with it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, along the way and coming into the game, just like Wax says, a lot of people are, some of these motherfuckers is off, man. Some of these motherfuckers is off. And also, I think sometimes people don't want to accept that a lot of great shit y'all like comes from people who are kind of mentally out there.
There you go. What did Lil Wayne tell him? Without this double cup and this lean, you wouldn't have none of these hits.
Yeah. That's like the catch-22 when you talk about the drug use, or you talk about, Of course, we want a drug-free society. Except half of these dudes is telling you that, I couldn't come up with this great song that you like singing every day if I wasn't high out my mind. Or sometimes, some of these people who are rapping some of the things, and you're like, damn, how this motherfucker thought about that? They're kind of out there. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I noticed by speaking with a lot of these artists, and I'm like, damn, I could tell this is not only on the record, this is how this person thinks and operates. Like, man, this person wanna, put it like this: 2 artists that so many people like, NBA YoungBoy, Kodak Black. If you ever had the privilege to be on the phone with these guys or hang around them, shoot, you might end up turning into a therapist with them. Like, these guys are processing a lot of trauma. They're going through a lot of shit. Sometimes they're self-medicating. And, again, it does come up with amazing work, because you see the fans like, oh shit, nah, I want him to talk about that. But it's like a catch-22. So sometimes it's like a balancing act. That's where, like, a lot of times family management comes in. Because
hold on, nigga. Because I just got a question, and I missed this shit. AK, where you got? AK from Jersey. Where you at, AK?
I'm right here,
Go ahead, ask Act this question. Something happened on stage, Act? What's the question?
What happened?
Yo, Act, what up, bro? I'm from Trenton. You heard? What up? Hey, what happened that night at the Back on Fig show when you got pressed in the crowd? What was the issue there?
Well, first of all, we gotta address it. What do you think being pressed is? I think being pressed is we got.
Yo, they was like coming at you kind of crazy. They was talking at you instead of talking to you.
Gonna tell you, if a motherfucker didn't put his hands on him, he'd get pressed.
No, what Wack? This is I looked at that as great old content. These guys paid money to come to the show. I thought that was entertainment.
Yeah.
If it had stopped being entertainment, I would probably feel different about it. I told AD after, no, but I kind of explained what happened. So I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I've done like kind of events, like a live event for like my audience already. I got booked for certain stuff. I just came back from London. I did some stuff over there. Got really good reactions. It's the first time I went to an event, and I thought, so AD invited me and said, yo, come pull up. I said, of course I'm gonna pull up. You know what I mean? He always show me love. I'm gonna show him love too. So I pull up. I'm now thinking, all right, back on Fig community, they were a part of No Jumper. If you watch No Jumper, you know Act, cool. I kind of know the No Jumper audience a bit. I said, I'm going to go in here and they're going to love the hell out of me. Man, I walked up in there. They told me to come on stage. And I noticed about 3 minutes in, if you see the whole video, when I come on stage, I took 2 shots of Henny, because they had Henny for me on stage. And then I put my hand over my eyes I'm looking, nah, this shit don't look like no Jumper crowd up in here. This shit felt like I was on the West Coast, nigga. Like everybody was throwing up sets. I'm like, yo, I didn't even know there was that many gangbangers in motherfucking on the East Coast. Everybody was shouting. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what type of audience is this? I'm like, these ain't the niggas that's watching No Jumper. Ain't no fucking way. Anyway, then it comes to, because again, I know people's audience. Remember, I'm still thinking this is No Jumper's crowd, right? Because they used to work in No Jumper. Man, it came to the conversation about 6ix9ine. Listen, I'm always me. So I'm like, yo, 6ix9ine's my friend. Man, as soon as I said that, niggas start talking over me. It's like, man, fuck that nigga. I'm like, whoa, wait, what's going on here? Like, niggas start getting belligerent. I mean, like, I'm starting to notice, I'm like, yeah, this kind of is not, it's a little hostile in here. But I'm like, you know what? They're playing, I'm a good sport, I play too. It do come down to the point where there's a guy and he's saying some shit. I don't know how he got the mic. And I'm like, well, if you're going to say certain stuff, I said, you got to show yourself that people can see you because you're just trolling at this point. So the dude started getting upset. He's like, yo, this and third. I mean, nothing ended up happening, but like, I thought it was a No Jumper crowd, man. I was definitely wrong. I didn't know that back on Fig niggas, they got a whole bunch of niggas in gangs that is really anti some of the things, because the thing when me and Wack get along, well, first of all, Wack understands civilians. And that's a big, like, that separation from so many other people. Wack could be who he is and still be like, all right, well, Ack is this person. I understand why he feels like this because he's this person. Not everybody has that opinion. You know what I mean? Some people gonna be like, yo, if you fuck with 6ix9ine, you a snitch too. And I don't like snitches. You know what I mean? But yeah, nothing really happened. You know, I'm glad that nothing really happened. You know what I mean? I'm never trying to purport myself or trying to get into no type of altercation. And also, that was the same venue I was trying to bring Charleston White to. So I'm glad nothing, I think business wise too. I'm not trying to have some shit happen and then people gonna be like, all right, bet, good. We definitely ain't letting this nigga back in this building for maybe an event he want to do. But yeah, we're definitely getting into it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Word. Thanks, bro.
And also, I was in New York, and they was going crazy, and I was just like, I don't know. I needed a couple Jersey niggas in there with me. I ain't even gonna lie. I had people with me, but the crowd was all New York niggas who was just gang banging. I didn't even know there was that many gangs in New York.
Hell yeah, bro! I learned about 10 more gangs, extra gangs yesterday alone, talking about Pop Smoke. Yo, listen,
man.
I got one of the ladies in here, Rue.
Hey, what's up?
She had a question for you, man. I guess you said some crazy shit, Rue.
You
There you
said
go.
some crazy shit. What's up with you talking about Glorilla look like a man?
Hey, first of all, I think Neighborhood Talk posts that, and they always catch the worst. First, here's the thing I keep trying to tell everybody. Hey, eventually I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. Like, few reasons why. It's the only way you could say shit and people not think you're trying to kill somebody. Like, a lot of times when I'm, like, these days when I'm talking about Meek Mill, of course I don't like the guy, but it's not like I'm like, yo, yeah, I can't wait. No, I'm joking. Like, I joke on everybody. I joke on Drake. I joke on myself. I joke on myself about weight, this, and third. With Glorilla, I was roasting everybody at the white party. Number one, I don't like the white party. I literally do feel like it's like a colonized party. You know what I mean? Something that Michael, with all due respect, Michael Rubin co-opted where all the Negroes basically show up to a glorified slave auction. There's something about it that just don't smell good to me. Anyway, I'm going through pictures. I'm roasting everybody. And I come to Glorilla. That's the part they leave out. So I'm roasting everybody. I'm roasting PJ Tucker. I was like, this nigga's a bum, whatever. I'm roasting OBJ, Drake, you know what I mean? Whatever. Now, every joke is rooted in some type of truth. So I do really feel like with Glorilla, and y'all could disagree, I believe that Glorilla's being marketed wrong. I'm not saying she's not talented. I think she's being marketed wrong. I don't think Glorilla is going to be as successful as she could be if she's just trying to do the girly, like, oh, check out my titties and my ass shit. Because people remember the first that first appearance in the FNF video. That's just not that. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna compete. You see, Ice Spice, when they're sitting down and basically like crafting up Ice Spice's promo plan, I could tell you now, her label is saying, "Yo, all right, we've done promoted you twerking, we've done promoted this. Let's promote a relationship." That's exactly what's going on. That's how you promote an artist. With me, when it comes to Glorilla, I'm looking at it to say, I don't think the quote unquote sexy Glorilla is what takes her to the next level because of many different reasons. She's making music where, you know what I mean, she's kind of coming across like a nigga. You know what I mean? In a sense, she's not making like Barbie music like Nicki or twerking music like Meg or Ice Spice. So I feel like they're making a mistake that way. So anyway, so that's why I say, yo, when I see her, I still see the person that was in the FNF video. She looked like a little boy to me. And also, this is just my preference. I could be wrong. There might be people who are attracted to that type of build. And maybe, and see, this is what I'm saying, I'm self-deprecating too. Maybe it's because I'm fat, right? When I see Coil Ray and what's the other one, and Glorilla, I just see two flat-chested little niggas. I'm sorry.
I'm
like, get mad at me if
bro.
y'all want. Listen. I see people who to
Well,
me,
you said you don't like Coil Ray's twerk.
Bruh, she look like the worm in Men in Black, and I like her. But what I'm
And they
saying,
keep saying that Shy Glizzy and Glorilla look alike, bro.
You know what?
That's what they saying in the chat.
Yo, and so all I'm saying is that, yo, that might be the type of some people. Everybody got a type. When, like, if I was
Shy Glizzy, that's your girl, right?
Huh?
Ain't that your girl?
Who?
What's her name? Shay Glizzy or some shit?
Wait, what about her?
They saying her and Glorilla look alike.
Man, stop it,
man.
And also,
bro. Hold on, who the fuck is this said it in the chat?
Look like Selena.
Hold on, it's not even about her. I'm never saying she's ugly. That's not what I was even trying to get across. Like, them little skin and bone chicks, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it kind of cringes me out when they go to the surgery. One day you look flat chested and you got a long back. You go to the surgeon table and now you got like some inflated tatas or whatever. Like,
oh, you taking shots at Selena Powell right now?
I was about to say.
That's what you doing. You in your feelings?
Cause he bought
you don't
her
hear
a
what I'm
car.
saying.
That nigga bought her a whole car.
No, I'm not even talking about that girl. And I'm talking about really Glorilla. Like, yo, if she had came in like different, I would probably like. I don't know, man.
People ain't feeling you coming for Glorilla, man. Look, if she didn't do a little bit of the glow up, just a little bit of a doll up, everybody be calling her a dude for real. But I feel like she doing her thing right now. And I think
that's part of the thing, though.
I think Act was trolling everybody that attended that party. So whenever he came up to the picture, he was gonna say something about something, because if you was at that party, I don't think Act fuck with dude.
Yeah, nah, I don't fuck with that whole party, man.
He don't fuck with that. Yo, man, did you watch this 600 fight?
The reason I don't fuck with that party is because it always, every interaction I seen with that dude, Michael Rubin, and a athlete or a musician of color, there's always an undertone of just it doesn't sit right with me. Like, it'll come across like put it like this: you got this nigga over here bunny hopping, you got this nigga you treating like a concubine over here. Like, it's just not. If it was like shit, if it was like some other shit, maybe or maybe somebody else who threw it, I would probably be like, okay, you know what I mean, that's some regular shit. That just seems like some other shit. And also, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Half of these niggas, it always looks weird to me, and y'all can say networking all you want, but half of these niggas wouldn't go to a local community event. They don't want to be around people, right? But when I see them hanging around like an 80-year-old white man like Robert Kraft and Michael Rubin, and they're acting like they're friends. I'm like, I get it if it's just networking, but that just seems odd to me. So, again, I'm gonna always have that opinion, and maybe that party just ain't for me. But shit, if you in the game, you got to do the ritual shit. Fuck it.
It give me Donald Sterling vibes.
Facts. Thank you. That's what I kind of really wanted to. Yes.
So if you got the invite, you wouldn't attend?
Nah.
Fucking with that. And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna speak on this at that thing AK asked him about being pressed. I've seen act in a situation where it could have went bad. Or a motherfucker was upset at him. Upset, he was blindsided, didn't see the motherfucker coming, didn't realize that the motherfucker was upset. And when the dude collared Act up on the stage, he collared Akademiks up on the motherfucking stage, pulled him to the side of the stage in a backyard to where ain't no winning. Cause the motherfucker collared him up. The motherfucker looked at the nigga dead in the face and said, if it's a problem, motherfucker, just tell me what the problem and we fix the problem. Why you tripping? He never panicked, never tried to run. I can speak on it because that motherfucker was me. I called Ack ass in the backyard at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, Wack did run up on me. There was no calling up, but Wack did run up on me.
I pulled your ass off that stage.
Nah, you did. You did. Okay, I did that. Yeah,
think about it, right?
Stage.
But the nigga didn't panic. He tried to get up there, right? And do some shit with Blue. I'm like, oh no, fuck all that. Nigga,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Listen,
Wack,
he had me to answer my calls, right?
Like he was Batman. That nigga, So me, I'm hitting him with the normal. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to you after. He said, nah, nigga, come right now.
So listen, but I can say this: the nigga didn't panic. He didn't go into no. I didn't collar some niggas up and watch them go pussy.
Hey, by the
way, he didn't do none of that shit. He said, all right, motherfucker, what's up?
Hey, I could tell this wasn't the first time Wack just popped out on somebody.
Oh,
because Ray J was there and Blueface was there. This is before me and Blue started like joking with each other. Yo, Blue was just like, I fuck with you, but I don't got nothing to do with this. I'm out, bro. Like,
hey, you gotta remember, I tell niggas the difference between me and a lot of these niggas, and you been around me, Act. We done did a lot together. I come from the rank of foot soldier up. So I always know how to convert back to being the foot soldier at the drop of a dime, right? But I say that to say this. If that nigga was gonna be a panicky, scary ass nigga, he'd have did it then. So whatever was going on in that building, Ack was having fun with that shit.
Yeah, it's content. And put like this, I also know, man, there's a lot of people that know me, but not everybody likes me. So like, listen, if somebody wanna crack a couple jokes on me, I'm also not that sensitive, right? I'm not that sensitive, this and third. Now, obviously you draw the line like, yo, we're not about to, physical shit or whatever, but yeah, like for me, I'm like, I don't consider that pressing. I thought that.
And on top of that, Act, let me say this. AD invited him, so AD responsible.
Yeah.
They wasn't finna let nothing happen to that man. AD invited him. AD responsible. That's simple. It ain't even
that he said that too. He said that too. He's like, yo.
Motherfucking right now, if you don't want to hear my mouth.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's the thing as a man code too, though. Like if I invite somebody somewhere, even like put like this. I mean, I definitely did it with Fulio. I didn't have to do it with Wack because Wack did it himself. When I invite somebody up for an interview, I usually make sure I take proper precautions because I don't care who they beefing with, who they don't like. I don't want nothing happening on my watch because I'm going to feel very responsible. Now, we took mad precautions when Fulio came up. Now, the thing with Wack, when Wack came up, I think Wack was there early just scoping out the building. Like, I don't know what this nigga was. Nigga was in stairwells doing all type of shit, running upstairs, downstairs. Like, this nigga looked like he had a whole blueprint of the building before it happened, so we didn't have to do much. You know? But usually, when I invite somebody to like, for an interview, like, for example, even the other day, I invited Vlad to my spot. Now, here's the thing. Vlad showed up with security to the majority of places. He asked me, he said, Ack, do I need security? I said, because me and Vlad are brothers. You know what I mean? Like, we're brothers in media. I'm like, no, we got you. There's only going to be this amount of people there. We're going to make sure everything is good. I would never want, and I think that's what happened with him in China Mac's situation, where, you know, when somebody put their trust in you for their safety, if they feel like that's being played with, they feel really, you know what I mean? Like, feel like you set them up. So I always take precautions. I ain't gonna lie to Wack, you do move around at some of these events like you just in the shadows, because I know personally you've done that a few times where you just jump out on a motherfucker.
Hey, let me holler at you.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, but I say this, bro. I will say I know when niggas is act as comfortable in the skin, and that night, wasn't nothing gonna happen. They'd have to. But fact that AD invited him. AD know me in Akademiks relationship. Act let niggas know. Wack fuck with me, I fuck with him. AD wasn't fit. He was not about to hear my voice. Man, how you invite bro and some bullshit? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Off the rip.
And by the way, I think I'm always like within my skin and like who I am, for better or for worse. But I'm always down to have a conversation with you.
Always.
You know what I mean? I'm down to have a conversation with you.
Because if you mad at Act, you're not mad at Act had you robbed, he killed your homeboy. You mad at Act about an opinion he's had as a blogger.
Yeah. So it's like, you know what I mean? And for whatever reason, like, I'm usually just not like terrified in them situations where I'm like let me. The only time it came close to that was Casanova. I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas look too big. Pause. I've never seen a team of gangbanging niggas where everybody looked like they should be in the NFL or the NBA. Everybody was over 6'4". I don't know what the fuck was that. This nigga
they
walked
collared you up, Act? What Act?
Nah, no, he tapped me on the shoulder, but I was like, damn, his hand is heavy. God damn. Yo, he said, let's go have a talk over there. It was like he was pointing to the furthest part in the club. I was looking at the door. That's the furthest part from the I told him, I said, I was more thinking, let's have a conversation outside without the music. Now, I'm going to be honest. Hey, listen, y'all can call me whatever y'all want, but I'm a civilian. Reason why I told him outside, we in New York City, when we walked in, there's mad NYPD outside. I wanted to have a nice conversation right in front of law enforcement, that everything could be policed to wait.
This nigga act a fool. This nigga a fool.
Hey, nigga, he's a smart civilian, nigga.
Oh, me, that's a brilliant ass idea
Fuck out
too.
of here. That nigga say, hey, listen, you know what, Act? You telling that nigga that? What? Let's have a conversation outside. He ain't even knowing what you saying.
I think he might have got more respect for me there. He might have got more respect for me there, not knowing I was saying, listen, I had to think on my feet. Okay, if this doesn't go good because the music is loud, do I have a backup plan? And I was loading the backup plan. But maybe he was like, oh, this nigga want to go outside with it. Oh, maybe he ain't. All right, whatever.
Yo, man. Well, anybody got any more questions for my brother Act, man? He here for all the smoke. Who's that?
Me.
Who's that?
It's Drea. Sunshine had a question for him, and I know she's on stage.
Go ahead, Sunshine. Sunshine is one of our elders. Go ahead, Sunshine. What you up to? I didn't even know you knew fucking
elders. I know everything. So no, Act. This is what I heard you say earlier, that it's been 15 years since you've been doing your thing, and like time flies because I kind of remember your early days, you know. And what I wanted to ask you is, because I hate this fucking clickbait shit that happens now with people who are I don't know if they're trying to imitating the sauce, if they're I don't know. So what are you feeling about like how saturated like the space is with upcoming vloggers and them using like the same formula, but it's not really journalistic integrity?
Now, I'm probably going to give you an answer that you might not appreciate as much, but I do love the space that's kind of... I think everything that some of the stuff I started and some of the stuff that even came before me led up to all of this, and you might call it saturated, but I always say the cream rises to the top. So you're gonna see, it's gonna be up to the viewer. Like you guys get to vote with your view count. You know what I mean? Like if you see a vlogger or anybody else who either is putting out content you think is boring, you shouldn't watch. Someone's putting out content you don't agree with and you want to agree with content, don't watch. If you see somebody clickbaiting, you shouldn't watch. At the end of the day, everybody's trying to stick out. So I can't really condemn, because there was at moments in my career when I was trying to stick out. And obviously when you get to that point that you did stick out, like you to last, you're gonna reel it in and you're gonna make sure you're doing what you got to do. But I can't judge the people coming up if everybody's talking about the Fulio murder, right? And obviously that's not like a positive situation, but if everybody's talking about it, you're gonna get certain people clickbaiting or trying to play with titles to get more views. I can't really knock it. It's really more up to the viewer, though. It's up to the viewer. There's a lane that people could make some money and have a career. There's no way to police them to be like, no, you got to do this. And it would be for me to even tell them like, oh, don't do that. Man, shoot, I was interested in Chicago and I was like, all right. I was talking about it with my people and my friends and looking at all the stuff that had to do with it online. I said, oh, how could I? Warren Chirac, yeah. So, you know what I mean? That kind of sensationalized it. So based off of that, I can't really judge them too well. Also, we got to give people time to develop, right? So you're looking at somebody who's, again, is 15 years in. So like now I could have a proper conversation with you, about the Warren Chirac or any other thing I've done, because I've gotten to this point already and I've learned. I've bumped my head a bunch of times and I've made mistakes and I've realized what's worked. So I have a whole different, like I look at people even like Flacco and I'm like, he's having a lot of learning situations. He's learning, you know what I mean? And probably not the final form of him. We got to allow people to grow kind of when it comes to like being content creators. Now, that being said, I do think the people who do these content pieces do have to have some responsibility. That's one of the things I've been really understanding, because like even certain things now that I used, like for example, I heard a whole bunch of stuff that, okay, this is what really happened with the Fulio thing or this person, and I got to exercise that judgment, also that responsibility by saying, well, right now that's still just super speculation. Also, you put that out, you might go endanger somebody's life. You know what I mean? So based off of that, I move differently. Will somebody else put it out? Yeah, obviously. So yeah, you just gotta let the cream rise to the top, man. Like look at Wack, right? No Jumper probably had like 500 hosts in the last like year. Man, when it came to the chopping block, you know who they're not gonna let go? Like Wack 101. The cream always rises to the top. So,
Yo, we gotta talk about what I want to do. Playing over there, man.
Yo, wait, hold on, Wack. You know what we gotta talk about? I think Adam gotta hate you because I think you done cleared this whole building. You got everybody in that building unfavorable. You exposed half of them. Somebody told me you were trying to get their paycheck.
I was trying to do what?
You trying to get Adam to pay you more, and the more people you fire, the more he pays.
Nah, I never had that conversation with Adam. The deal I got with Adam, for me to ask for something more, I just be on some bullshit. The one thing you know about when it comes to business, it's real easy to do business with me, bro. You know I'm fair.
I get it.
So nah, hell no. I mean, end of the day, bro, you gotta remember, every last one of those dudes in that building was attempting to utilize my name to get their clout up. So Adam can't say nothing to me when I attack back. If he ain't saying nothing to them, you can't say nothing to me. And I warn him. I said, bro, this ain't gonna turn out well for your people. Tell them stay in their lane. I ain't gonna show them no mercy.
Yeah, and I guess the last thing to that young lady who asked me the question, I was gonna say is like, put it like this. This is all I'm saying. The cream rises to the top. Man, people are gonna download Clubhouse and come to Clubhouse because They want to hear a Wack. No matter where Wack goes, if Wack went to like some underwater like transmission station, if like after a while you develop a trust with certain people, right? Like the people who have listened to me, most of the people who have listened to me have listened to me. Like this one guy told me, he's like, yo, I used to listen to you when I was 18. Now I'm 30 and I got 2 kids. You know what I mean? So it's that level of trust that you kind of get with a content creator. That's why, you know what I mean? I love hearing when people, like, you know, something happens and unfortunately sometimes it's bad, but they'll be like, yo, we not believing until Akademiks report it. And that's the trust you gotta start, you gotta develop with whoever you watch, because there are gonna be clickbaiters. There are gonna be people who just gonna say something just to get your view because they're trying to pay their rent for the month or whatever. So it is what it is.
It's okay if I ask another question.
Go ahead, my lady. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Academics, with streaming and social media changing how music is consumed, where do you see hip hop journalism going within the next 5 to 10 years? Let's talk.
No, that's a very, very good question. It was so interesting when the whole Drake and Kendrick thing happened, because it kind of thrust. I didn't know I was gonna be in the middle of it. Like a lot of people think that it was like scheduled. I didn't know. I think the way I would happen is the biggest rapper, Drake, he watches a lot of live streams. He watches their opinions. He watches podcasts too. Where he doesn't consume stuff is from magazines, from radio stations, which is like the older media. So, like a lot of people even thought, yo, Drake sent you that record you played. I had asked Drake, I said, Drake, is this the record? And he was trying to get the record taken down. That's what he told me. But I had to do my job, so I went on stream and I played the leaked version, the one that didn't have the sample of me. I say all that to say, what I've realized is that the majority of rappers, and even, you know, I'm a businessman, so I also follow the money. Like, you know, I love the music business. And, you know, if you ever want to know where the music business is going, just follow where the money's going. I watch through a digital marketing perspective. Promoting an artist has to do with what a streamer felt about it or how they reacted. I watched in real time when I remember Aiden Ross was the first one who hit me and he said, yo, Act, because he used to have like 60,000 people watching him live. And he said, hey, if you post this clip of me with a rapper who's freestyling on my stream, I'll give you a host. That means he will, like, a host is like he'll share his audience with you and they'll watch you after he gets off. And I was like, all right, that's a good deal. And that was at the moment that nobody was posting streamers reacting to music, because nobody cared. Like, who the hell cared about Aiden Ross, or who even cared that a rapper went on the stream and rapped? Like, this ain't Funk Flex, this ain't LA Leakers, nigga. But I watched in real time it turn from him offering me something. Actually, it was two things. He said, I think he was like, yo, I'll pay you like 5 bands if you put it up, or I'll host you. You could pick. And I'm like, nah, fuck the money. I don't like taking money from my friends like that. I'm like, nah, I'll just do that for you for the host. Now, 4 to 6 months later, I watch labels come to me and say, yo, the new thing is, did Aiden Ross like this album, like this song? Did Kai Cenat like this album, like this song? It showcased a really big turn of what they thought influence, and also, you know, what would be seen as like, yo, did you know, what's that thing back in the day? Like, if you got 5 mics by the source? Like, that's how they used to care about journalism in terms of music. Now it was about, does the streamer fuck with your shit? Because the streamer got the kids. So when you ask that question, I think it's a very important question, because a lot of times with rap, it goes a particular way and it doesn't come back, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I do believe that in 5 years, or as time goes on, the next people who are going to be influential in music review or promotion of music, it's going to be through streaming, through something that might be live like a Clubhouse. It's going to be the reviewer. But definitely gone are the days where people were saying, you know what I mean? I was so surprised when Sam Sneak hit me when the Drake record came out. So the leaked one came out. I played the leaked one, then I get the official one, and I play the official one, right? And it's just off of so many people caring about the moment. And in that moment, I was thinking, holy shit. Because I even went live on Twitter and I said, yo, I have 350,000 people watching me right now. The biggest event usually in hip hop, like years ago, was Summer Jam. These days, they downsized from MetLife Stadium. They can't do it there no more. They can't sell the tickets. They're in a smaller stadium. People are listening to the radio less. And right now, this is this big mega beef going on that I'm at the center of, and I got 350,000 people watching. Sam Sneak hits me and says, yo, Act. I answer the phone. This is all organic. I'm like, yo, what's good with you? Yo, I'm on stream. I don't even know if he is, because I know he watches my stream. He's like, yo, I got a Ross record for you, responding to Drake's record. I said, no fucking way. He says, check your messages. I play it right away. Now, these are things that I grew up listening to Flex play Otis 20 times in a row. I've watched him drop every record. You get what I'm saying? And that moment I was realizing, I'm like, fuck. Like, I mean, I knew already that hip-hop media was changing, but I realized that streaming and just journalism when it came to hip-hop was different. By the way, nothing comes without a cost. I believe that some of the, criticisms I get, and sometimes they want to paint me in a bad light, yeah, we're taking away market share. Like Source or XXL or these other magazines who used to get the looks or the clicks, yeah, they might be watching my stream. So it's changed a lot, but I do think that streaming is going to be a very huge thing. And also, like, if you've been watching these YouTubers who are breaking down lyrics, it's like next level. They're breaking down like certain shit that, as time goes on, people want to know more and more about rap shit. Like, back in the day when Jay probably says certain shit to Nas and Nas says certain shit to Jay, like, obviously the hip hop heads would get it, but some shit would go under, go over people's heads. These days, the value is that the random fan wants to know, oh shit, that's why Kendrick was doing the hopscotch shit. Oh, that's why he was wearing that he was wearing that outfit at the pop out because of the Pac thing. Hip hop fans are way more in tune than they've ever been. So that's why I think it's kind of gotten here. I know it's a long-winded answer, but hopefully
no, thank you for answering that, because I was going to ask you also, because you're bringing up like DJ Flex and different things like that from back in the day. So what are some untold stories you feel that hip hop should deserve more before we move into this stage of AI where a lot of these stories will be lost?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So I think some of them stories that you're talking about is probably lost stories. Like these days, I like watching like even Yayo. I like watching even Game on Vlad, where they're saying stuff that because social media wasn't around. Yo, these days, like for example, this is how much, and I don't know how much I play a part into this. I guess maybe a good amount. Like Wack had mentioned the whole takeoff thing. Yeah, because like we were like really in tune with so many people watching, but like we're like detailing and breaking shit down like as it went. Like Diddy posed that he's getting on his jet, and it just shows you where hip hop is, where it's so detail oriented. The first thing I did, like the nosy ass academics that the first thing I did was look up his plane tail number and track where the fuck this nigga's going. You know what I mean? It's so much different. We don't miss shit these days. Like, we barely miss things. So a lot of the stories, we're hearing more in real time, or it's like we're flushing out, right? Because hip-hop coverage is turned into ESPN of sorts. You know what I mean? Like, when ESPN was just all about the game, and then they would analyze practice, and they would bring a mad stats into it. Yeah, ESPN's coverage kind of became a lot. I think those stories are from the 2000s, the earlier years. You get what I'm saying? And those are the stories I think that we're probably gonna be interested in, or we probably missed a little bit. And I think those artists now they're doing oh, my dog's tripping. Those artists now are doing interviews. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, keep it G. You got a question? Hold on, Empress. Keep it G. You got a question? Somebody asked me about the bots.
Oh,
Black.
my bad. My bad. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Go get your
Hey,
question.
what's up? What's up, Act? Just keep it G Crash Out Squad. What did you think when you saw the clip of Wack almost knocking out Flacco, bro?
Well, now, no, I understood completely what Wack was saying. Also, I'm like, damn, this nigga Wack not even lacking on camera. Like, god damn it, my nigga, relax. The third of all, I think Flacco will realize, and that's why I said, like, I have a lot of grace for people who's newer in the media side of shit, because what Wack was saying probably went over his head, because he don't realize, like, he's only thinking numbers right now. Okay, well, this makes sense in terms of interactions. But what Wack was saying is that, yo, when you're doing this and doing this, this is how it's coming across, and that's the bigger picture of it. And Flacco was just using a micro conversation. Well, you know what I mean? Well, to keep it real, it's not my platform. It's no. But you know what you're doing, right? And obviously, I think Wack got just frustrated. But I think Flacco's a little bit like me. I don't think Flacco means to do shit intentionally to get people hemmed up. But I do think most of his moves is driven by what would be possible growth. Now he gonna grow out of that, and it is gonna take situations like, with Wack for him to realize, like, yo, it's having a bigger effect, because anytime somebody is driven only by the growth of numbers, you're gonna go down a really dark path. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna realize that your content, or whatever you call content, it's affecting other people's lives, people getting fucked up or other shit happening. Until you see that happening, you're not gonna realize. So I think Wack was checking him. I don't think Wack was about to knock him out, because Wack's also a composed motherfucker, man. Like, Wack's not a crash out young.
I didn't go to do nothing to the dude. I lied to my homies and told him wasn't on no jumper that day, because they was on some other shit on site with him. And I understand dude from North Dakota. I know what he's trying to do, but I'm telling him longevity equals success. You keep fucking around, you're not gonna even see it coming. It's a different jungle out here, and there's a lot of people. Fuck this no jumper build. This ain't the streets. It's a bunch of niggas running around, and if they see your ass at a car wash, a gas station, walking around the mall, they not gonna say nothing because of the shit you done said. They taking it some kind of way. So I'm trying to help him, because he really don't mean no harm, but he playing it a little bit too close in the wrong job.
Hey, and that's why it brings me to my next 2 points, right? I think, I know a lot of people look what I've done and probably look the path I've taken. And because I'm now at the point I'm at, I could be very open and honest. And like, even say with Flacco, and Flacco might be like, well, I'm being edgy. I'm kind of putting it out there a bit. Well, you kind of did the same with. Hey, listen, I was born in Jamaica. I've always lived in Jersey. I am not from Chicago, and I've never been. There was always a level of safety with me doing the content. I was not walking around O Block, them knowing who I am, and me making that content and me saying, oh, well, everything is cool. Rest in peace, Zach TV. Shit could always go left. I do think that the way that Flacco moves in LA, he has to understand that thing. If you want to go cover LA culture, go back to North Dakota. If you ask me,
that's a fact.
Where you have some level of distance and safety, because now when you're walking around, it's like you're thumbing your nose at some of the people or some of the things that, again, I understand his perspective, where he might be like, well, that shouldn't be disrespectful. No, but it is to some people. To you it ain't, but to them it is. And he has to be aware of that, right? So that's number one, where he has to know what the and by the way, here's my thing too. I don't think Flacco cares that much about some of the stuff he's covering as opposed to the interaction. That's why I'm like, yo, listen, there's other ways to do it. And that's what I was saying. I've always told Flacco, I'm like, yo, Flacco, if you want to come out here and work, again, we're not really doing like, oh, let's cover West Coast gangs, but it would probably behoove you to not be in the middle of the madness and covering the middle of the madness. You come out here, you listen, we have a good time talking about hip hop, this and third. You're not gonna get your head knocked off. But I think also for him, I think it's a proving ground for him. I think he's looking at like, I'm gonna show niggas that I could survive, which, you know what I mean? Even no matter what you think about people like me and Flacco, like at the end of the day, you realize you can't be a punk, right? So like you're not gonna just completely fold or whatever, but you also don't want to be stupid. And I think that's where Flacco just has to realize, like,
I think being smart and being smart get you respected. Because if you're smart, you know the disrespectful shit not to do. And I'm really trying to tell dude, I'm like, Flacco, boy, them motherfuckers are Voltron on your ass, boy, overnight. You get all the tribes saying, yo, this dude down here clowning, he's saying shit, doing shit, he gotta go. And the problem with Flacco is the calls are starting to come from the penitentiary. And that penitentiary is what make these streets move. And I don't think he'll never understand that, because ain't none of them niggas in that building from that. I'm like, Flacco, you prison calls are coming out here about what's up with dude. Like, why y'all letting dude get away with what he doing? And in a minute, 5 or 10 of them niggas gonna got leaving that hard. And they're, you know what I'm saying? So I like Flacco. He all right with me, but he gotta tone that shit down.
Yo, Act, speaking of Flacco, what did you feel about that, him running up on MJTV up at No Jumper? You feel like that was a play, or how you feel about that situation?
Act muted or what?
oh, my bad. Oh yeah, sorry. I said I don't think that was a play. That was the most likely scenario. You see, when niggas play with you, you know you got to make an example. Even the most pussiest nigga know that. And again, I love to say that people like me and Flacco ain't gangsters and we civilians, but also we calculated too. I think Flacco knew I'm a big ass nigga. That's that skinny nigga. He probably up there by himself. I could get my, again, this is the thing when I even challenge Meek Mill to a boxing match. Even if Meek beat my ass, ain't nothing wrong with it, because he's supposed to. Like, I got nothing to lose. He got his own everything to lose, right? So it's like, with that situation, I think Flacco kind of carefully realized, okay, this dude probably not up there with mad gang niggas who's gonna do nothing to me. It's just him. I could flash out on him. He really at my home base, because that's where I work. And I thought it looked good for Flacco. He just gotta be careful, because the moment you show that, then other people are gonna be like, well, do it with me. So he just got to be careful with that, you know. I also say to him, or not say to him, but like I'll give an example of, you know, where I was at, and I mentioned, I think I said to Wack, I was like, yo, I don't know if he's being protected by certain people. When I was starting to do rap commentary, I remember who did I get hit up by? I think I got hit up by it was Blue Da Vinci from BMF. And, you know, mad niggas was like, yo, when we see this nigga, we gonna slap him, we gonna do this, and blah, blah, blah. And they gave me an interesting proposal, pretty much. It was just like, yo, check this out. All these niggas who's talking shit about you, this and third, we gonna hold you down. Ain't no nigga gonna do nothing to you. And matter of fact, any nigga who even act like they gonna do nothing to you, we gonna handle for you, right? You fuck with us, you help us do blah, blah, blah. And I remember specifically, like, I was just like, you know, y'all seem cool this and third, but I didn't want to get involved with that. Reason being is this. Once you start getting to that game, and now people is, you know, getting people touched on your behalf and whatever, even if you the guy who not like that, you still involved. And there's going to be blood on your hands. So it's like me, I just like to, I always play defense, but I stay out of it. You know what I mean? And again, I only say that because I've never been cool with all right, well, get down with these people and they'll protect you. But if I was Flacco, I think that's the only way to, like, I don't know how Flacco's been surviving in LA. You know what I mean?
Flacco has be hiding. He been hiding, but they know where he at. And more than 5 occasions, I didn't have to tell him, look, just let me talk to him. But it's getting to a point to where you doing shit or people are using him. In that situation, they used him knowing Flacco wasn't going to understand the lingo of what was being said. And motherfuckers was triggered. They like, Wack, you didn't stop him. Now you got a motherfucker up there. He disrespecting our neighborhood. We got to holler at him. It's him. And Adam's whole disposition is, hey, Flacco's Flacco. Shit, he did it. Talk to Flacco. One thing about Adam. Adam don't give a fuck, bro. Whatever you do, you do. He ain't trying to save nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure everything is going to be. Listen, if I think I know Flacco, I think Flacco is going to do what he got to do in LA. And when he gets to a certain point, he's going to realize, get the fuck out of there.
Hey, yo, the new streamers is asking me, what's your advice on what platforms to use?
Stream on every platform if you can. Obviously, if you're a very small streamer, you don't have any footprint anywhere. You kind of want to. The whole thing is about building an audience. So, for example, I would say to every streamer, stream everywhere. However, though, say you're big on Twitter or you're big on, say Clubhouse, or you're big on maybe just YouTube. Start with those platforms, and then that's how I did. I started with YouTube, and I said, listen, I know maybe only 10% or 15% will go over to the other platform, but then start moving it. You have an audience when you could move them to a different platform. You don't have an audience when you're just a convenient person they watch because they're already watching that. So that's when you start moving your audience a bit, you know what I mean? And then ultimately, you want to, these days, these companies want to play all type of games with us now, All right, we'll only be over here. Well, we got to think of ourselves like brands and conglomerates and, media empires as well. So we all should be streaming or trying to give our content out to everybody who could get it. So whether you're on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, whether you are on Pandora, whether you're on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter Spaces, whether you on Clubhouse, you want everybody to get a chance, because at the end of the day, as a streamer, you should think of, even as a creator, you should think of yourself as, okay, how could I just keep building my audience, right? And you don't want to play the games like if I never got paid handsomely by Spotify, I would have never went to do a podcast that only came out on one platform. That didn't help me. It forced a segment of the population only to go there, right? It helped them. So again, you just want to build an audience, but my thing is utilize whatever you got going on, and always remember that when you're on these platforms, and I look at so many people who are on Twitter and all they do is talk shit, and they like talking shit, but for them it's like, oh yeah, I triggered this person and they responded, and they never even stop to think, let me try to make this something that I could possibly get into or make some money off of it. You know what I mean? Social media is too much of a time waster for people that's punching the clock versus them using social media as a way to try to build something. So once you start looking at it with that type of angle, you can still have fun on social media, but you would always be thinking about building an audience. And by the way, audience, it doesn't mean you have to be a broadcaster or a streamer. You could be somebody who sell hair products. You sell hair, and you're like, shit, all right, I like talking shit about A, B, or C on Twitter. You should think about, rather than just talking shit, okay, that's the content I'm giving to bring in people here, but I need to funnel it to this potential business I got going on, right? I think that's the best way to do it.
So
Yo, Ack, I see you. Yo, no, Ack, these bots. They saying motherfucking Meg had 30 million bots.
Yeah, you know, I don't
That's
even want to pick.
20,000. That's 20,000 albums.
Yeah, I don't even want to pick on Meg with it because
No, they
Wack.
ain't picking on it. I'm saying, here go the problem. Did Spotify release that, or where did that come from?
So the reason why people deem them to be bots is that, you know, Spotify. Here's the thing: Spotify isn't going to communicate publicly about that. What this is the protocol from what I understand when it comes to Spotify. When Spotify realizes an artist is bot, they're gonna hit the team up and say, "Hey, listen, we see a bunch of streams that came from this week. We think that they're not legitimate. We're going to go through an audit. Hey, we want to warn you that if you guys are doing anything with it or you're manipulating it, this could become a penalty or whatever." Now, granted, they're not going to penalize these people because it's kind of hard to prove who the hell is doing it, right? Like some of these the bot situations, all you need is money. You don't even need to have a login. So people could be doing it, whatever. So again, when an artist goes overboard with a bot, you have Spotify kind of like look at these streams. Oh, they're all coming from Bangladesh. You know what I mean? From like only 1,000 devices that's in one town. Yeah, you're botting. You know what I mean? But they're not going to penalize. They're not going to penalize the artist like that. Here's the problem though, and this is why people talk.
Yes, they will. They will. For one, they ain't gonna pay. Two, they'll shut your shit down.
No, but hear what I'm saying. Like, they're not going to put it out there. So things happen. They don't put it out there. So what happened with Meg is they felt that one of the penalties was that these streams that were suspect didn't count for the global charts. So when you see a stream on Spotify, you don't know, like, you don't know if it came from Sri Lanka or it came from Milwaukee, right? Now, Billboard only cares what comes from the United States. So there's two categories, global and within the US. They're saying that they know that her shit was botted because even after, you know, even if they're looking at global positioning, all her streams didn't count. Now, all your streams should count for global positioning, right? If we're talking about in the US, if you see on Drake shit that he has 100 million streams, it might be 60 million from the US, so 40 million
US,
count.
yeah.
That's because it's overseas.
Yeah.
But if you see that they have 100 million streams, and then you look on the global charts and only 30 million counted, it means that Spotify isn't applying everything should count on so that's the whole thinking. So, you know, and once the sales start looking like that, they believe what's probably it is. You know, I'm pretty sure they botted her streams. Now 30 million seems wild. Like, come on, what are you trying to do? You know what I mean?
I mean, well, it doesn't if they trying to reach the 100. If they trying to do 100, 150 with her, right, and they're anticipating she's gonna do 80 to 120 on her own, then the 30, it don't look as suspect. Where it's fucked up at is, right, she didn't do that other number on their own. So you figure every 1,500 is one sale. That 30 million is equivalent to like 20,000. So it looked like she did like 44,000 on her own. So if they would have anticipated that, it probably would have been half that. It'd have been like, you know, 10 million, 12 million or some shit. It might not would have looked as bad, but it is what it is. I mean, this is, I've been watching you over the weeks. You've been reporting quite a few people. I mean, you know, those of us that have been in the game, we understand what it is and what it ain't. But I think right now for Meg at this point, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look.
What the label's
absolutely.
gonna do?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, definitely not a good look for Meg. But I understand
at this point.
I understand what the thinking was. Like,
yeah,
there's this competition among the fans that y'all are both going for. That you know the whole Nicki and Meg thing. Yeah, Nicki sells 200K. It would look good if Meg sells 100K, right?
All
Yeah,
day.
of course. No, like, I mean, like, just using that thought alone, yeah, of course they try to finesse them. Now here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I think that's lazy. Everybody knows Tekashi 6ix9ine, he exposed this finesse that a lot of artists do. What a lot of artists do is or their labels will give out these almost like gift cards or codes to the fan base to kind of juice up the sales, or they'll pretty much buy sales, but they'll buy it on a album level, not necessarily bot streams. So I think this was lazy. If you're just trying to bot the streams, you know that the streams is all coming from overseas. You know what I mean? They're trying to also use some of them using VPNs to try to act like they're not. So that was lazy. If you gonna try to inflate your sales, do it the regular way. It's still cheating, but at least do it the way that everybody been doing it, because you're not gonna get embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. And that's real. You rather take the Sexy Red route and say, hey, I did 28,000, and say, hey, I did this, but now they saying you brought 30 million motherfucking streams. At least on Sexy Red's next one, if she do 40,000, she gonna show a growth. So you right about that.
No, she can't. She can't do the Sexy Red. The reason why is the thing with Meg is from that era. I mean, Sweetie was about to be in it, but then Sweetie got clipped real quick. She's from that era where people believe social media following equal being a superstar, right? And I think that's off the Cardi B fallacy, where they're like, everybody loves Cardi. We all go to listen to Cardi, so Cardi's a superstar. Now Cardi sold, so Cardi, it worked out. People put Meg in that basket too, right? But if you really think about it, Meg never really did superstar numbers. Not saying she's a complete flop artist, but she never did those numbers. But people always looked at her almost like in a big three: Cardi, Meg, and Nicki, because she had that record with Beyonce, and then she had this whole movement. That's another thing that kind of captivate fans: the hot girl summer movement. And then everybody's like, "Oh my God, they believe in it." This is why when Kodak says, "I feel like she owed me something for this whole Drive the Boat," they ran up a play where they made it feel like she was much bigger than she was by just promoting these cultural movements that women all wanted to be a part of, but it wasn't necessarily only tied to her music. So now, again, sometimes you got to just keep the sales up until the sales get there. I think that's what they were trying to do. Right now, after the Nicki beef, you need the sales to be there.
Listen, bro, I don't mean to break everybody's heart, but no. 1, 2, 3. Meg ain't even in the top 3 when it comes to doing numbers of her freshman magazine. She was on Blueface's freshman magazine cover. You got Gunna.
Yeah.
You got DaBaby. You got Roddy Ricch. You got Blueface. And then you got YB Cordae. So I don't know what Cordae doing, but she damn sure ain't out streaming Blueface at all. That's a fact. You gonna pull them numbers. She ain't out streaming Gunna. They gotta go right now. It's gonna go top 3. I'm gonna go Gunna, just in no order. Gunna, Roddy, DaBaby. I gotta check on Cordae. Blueface gonna be in there. She might be in the top 5, but she ain't the top motherfucker. She had a lot of bullshit around her, a lot of talk. But when it comes to the numbers of songs, you go to the Spotify and pull the numbers up. Bro, watch this. Her top 5, right? And I guarantee you, in the top 5, they all not her songs. You got Wanna Be, 84 million. BOA, 32 million. Mamushi, 11 million. WAP, which is, Cardi shit, 1.3 billion. And a Hot Girl song, 9 million, right? Now, WAP is Cardi shit, right? Now, if I go to Gunna, right? Gunna top 5, 797 million, 88 million. 118 million. 1.5 billion, 69 million. Right? Now that's Gunna. All right, we go to Roddy. This is where the perception is crazy. We go to Roddy, 1.9 billion, 571 million, 913 million, 9 million, 398 million. Right? Then we got to go to the baby. Right? We go to the baby. The baby's at 2 billion, 1.6 billion, 526 million, 825 million, 25 million. The baby's actually in the number one spot. Right? And then we got to go to the fifth person. Let's go to Blueface. Blueface is 339 million, 375 million, 112 million, 195 million, 15 million. So just going off of that, I gotta put the baby in the top spot. She ain't even it.
Don't be calling her bald head ass, no edges and stuff.
That's my woman,
You
though.
had me.
You know,
I
Academics
damn
is
near
listening
fell
to you
out.
right
Oh,
now.
no.
Yeah,
I'm
bring
sorry.
your ass over here.
I'm sorry.
You want to be famous?
I'm sorry. Look, I'm trying to be the famous wig maker.
You got to come on the show. We got to hook you up.
Let's do it.
Yeah, no. One thing with Megan, I feel a little bit bad for her because I think circumstances fucked her up a lot. It's probably a lot of her personality too. She never gained, like, she had a lot of people that disliked her for whatever reason. Obviously, the Tory thing created like a dissension with certain people, but her dealings with certain people, like shit, even her love life, she's never really like. She was kind of like almost the person that people thought was gonna be. Oh, you're gonna challenge Nicki one day. I don't think the likability factor for her, which is huge, like that's huge for every artist. If you think about Cardi B, that's one of the reasons that she's succeeded so much. You know what I mean? People like her, right? Now, obviously, there's certain people that don't like her, but like genuinely, you want to root for her. For whatever reason, when it comes to Meg, it's like people enjoy. Like even today, I reported her sales. She sold 64,000, and the majority of people, they're happy that she did that. And who knows? Maybe some of them like Tory. Maybe some of them just don't like her because of the Nicki stuff. They don't like her for whatever reason. So she doesn't, for whatever reason, she doesn't give off the energy that people want to like and root for her, which that's kind of big for every artist.
Hey, Ak, what up? It's Ebony. I had a question for you. When you said that if Ak ever goes down, y'all going down with me because I hold no secrets for nobody, who are you referring to? And what were you talking about?
Yes, so that's like another thing which I'm glad I actually didn't even clear that up, because the people who ran with that as a headline didn't understand what I was saying. I was saying literally, people are running. It was a time where people are running headlines about me that, number one, not only are false, but they were literally purporting it to be something that it's not. You get what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where I'm like, I think I've been fair. It's an interesting thing when you think you've been fair in media to other people and you feel like it's not being reciprocated. So when I mean that, oh, okay, there's a lot of, and it has nothing to do. I think people thought it was like, oh no, Ak is in some like fucking Illuminati. I don't know these niggas.
I mean, well, before that, you had mentioned like the industry. You said, what did you say? You said something to the effect that, let me tell you this about everyone in the industry, if I'm not mistaken. If Ak ever goes down, y'all going down with me because I hold no secrets for nobody. So, you know, I heard the industry and I was just, were you talking about industry secrets or?
I mean, well, it depends on what you define as industry secrets. Like, as somebody who runs a media company, I probably know whoever your favorite rapper is. I probably know 5 things about them that you don't know. That's the point, right? Like, I know 5 things about them that you don't know, and I have to exercise tact and also care in dealing with everything, but also doing my job. I do feel like sometimes because when I get in the media for whatever reason, I was just talking about Meg. I think I'm one of the people who are unlikable, and it could be for whatever reason. It could be like, oh, now we hear you talking about Glorilla, we love Glorilla, fuck you, nigga. Oh shit, we heard you talking about Carisha. It could be whatever, right? So a lot of times when I'm being mentioned, right, people usually drum up or start saying shit about me or start talking about like, all right, if the headline was okay, oh, actors being sued for something, they then go into and almost purport it and link shit to it with no journalistic integrity. I have no problem with people talking about me because I talk about people for a living. But I watch outlets, I watch rappers who jump on bandwagons and shit, and I'm like, well, here's the thing. I've exercised and because I've not tried to do scummy below the belt tactics, and I could. I know all type of allegations about Meek Mill. I could just put it out today, and really just. Well, when I see him tweeting crazy stuff about me, I'm like, that's kind of interesting because that's one of the reasons why me and even Freddie Gibbs even beefing. I remember at first I was confused because if you don't know, Freddie Gibbs had a case in like Sweden or something. That wasn't Sweden, somewhere overseas. I was one of the people who was diligent enough to kind of keep reporting about the case, but also I wanted to get to the facts of the case. And it ended up saying, well, listen, the dude ain't even know the person who made the allegation. I was always honest to the facts about that. So when I see certain, like, for example, so then something else comes out and then he's saying whatever, again, people are going to say whatever they want based on if they like you or not. And I'm like, if we're playing the do I like y'all game, I could just bring the house down because the platform that I have now, I have to exercise so much responsibility. And I keep saying that. So much responsibility. I'm not protecting no one, but also it would be irresponsible for me to say certain everything. And before anybody thinks I'm hiding anything, there's nothing being hidden. But there are, if imagine running a media company that I do, there's a woman every day that comes to me that says this guy did this, and I have to vet it. I realize that now if I put this shit out, this shit's gonna be whatever. Hey, well, did you go to the police? Hey,
this gonna fuck us? Just gonna fuck his world up, whether it's true or not.
Exactly. So I have to exercise these options. Like I have to do this.
Oh, so these aren't like things that they're personally telling you, but you're saying you got information on everybody because you get all the information and you vet it out.
Ebony.
What's up,
How
Wack?
could you ask him that when you sit back and see what comes to me all the time?
Oh, I know. I just wanted to kind of.
They really call act. I just could get to some of that greasy, grimy, crazy shit people would tell me. You know what I mean? But like, if I got a war chest, his war chest is crazy as fuck.
That part.
I don't want to get us mad and get us to feeling like I could tell you. As soon as I see something going on with your name, I hit him and let him know. Let me know when it's go time. Because if we start combining them war chests, this what he mean by he has to be responsible. Because he know if he hits me back and says, fuck it, it's on, it's up. He know once he let me off the leash, ain't no pulling me back. He know that. He know I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and
I don't give no fucks.
And pretty much that's what I like. Obviously people, I get it. We're in a time where like I'm not gonna lie. Listen, as much as y'all think I'm like super industry or whatever, half of these people actually not half, 90% of these people I've never met. Never met Meg Thee Stallion. I've never met Nicki Minaj. I've never met Drake. I've never met none of these. I'm just like y'all. So but I get it now because I am earning a living from covering all this. People think that I'm in this shit through some blood oath and I'm keeping secrets of people. And hey, listen, part of the reason I was clowning the white party, I don't get invites to shit like that, and I'm happy with it. I'm cool with it. I'm not the person who wants to be there. You know what I mean? It's not that I want to be there, but also I think people think that I'm part of that consortium. The reason why I think I've succeeded is because I'm not part of that. So like I get to still talk like a fan. I still talk like you. I still talk like everybody in Clubhouse. And that's, I think, my appeal is. So when people are like, oh, you just mad, I'm like, well, you could call that mad, but I think that kind of levels me out. You know what I mean? If I was going to all these events, like I would have probably a different opinion, or it just wouldn't be funny to me. So I create content from that perspective. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, for anybody who thought that was like, oh, okay, nah, we got like a industry ring that I'm about to let. No, definitely not. Um, Me honestly, and I guess it's probably the fault of my own. Anytime I feel like I'm covered by um, women-led media, they never do the nuanced perspective. Shout out to the Shade Room. They reach out to me at times, and I could tell they're like, yo, we really not trying to kick it back in. Some other outlets I do think they are, and it's kind of odd to me because like we're all in media. Like, put it like this: Wack said it best earlier. It wouldn't behoove him or me for us to go at each other, or for like something happen to Wack and I'm over here talking shit, and vice versa. It's like, you know, and maybe it's because whatever people think about me, you know, I don't got no PR, I don't do nothing. Like I just entertain my audience and get off and go live my regular life.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. He don't. He really don't. Yo, you go to that nigga office, that nigga act be battling around the office, doing this little shit. You ready to go? Ready to go. He go talk his little shit. It's like his life is so peaceful because nothing's a gimmick. Nothing's it's just fuck it. Lights, camera, action. Let's go. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, Wack.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey, I was gonna ask you. One person you did get a chance to meet was Takeoff. You know, R.I.P. to that man.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you had the incident on the stage with him. Was that your only time that you got a chance to meet him? And you know, if so, how did you feel about that? And how do you feel about, you know, not being able to actually sit down and get the interview that you wanted?
Man. So I did meet up with him afterwards, I believe. But that moment, you know, obviously it's funny. You see online, you lose the real genuine moments when this shit gets online, because it's all about the jokes, right? Like, yo, we trying to have a good time. Like, people go online to have a good time. We're not trying to get on here to have think pieces. But anyway, yeah, no, that was a genuine interview. I know a lot of people thought, like, I think I explained the circumstances. I couldn't hear him. Man, I was a huge fan of the Migos. I would, like, you have to imagine, I was in the back of my car. The only time I had a regular job, the last time I had a regular job was like in the 2013, 14. I had like this job. I was still doing YouTube, but I had a job for like about like 9 months or so. And I would do YouTube. I would sneak out of my job and do YouTube videos. And I remember the people who I was doing I kept doing YouTube videos about the same things. I remember a lot of Chicago stuff. I did a lot of stuff about the Migos. It was the relevant popping rappers at the time. And the Migos was one of them. So fast forward to 2017, now I'm on Everyday Struggle. It's the first time I'm meeting the people who genuinely I look up to, I'm a fan of theirs. Like, I've covered you for so long. I'm getting a chance. We were trying to get the Migos to come into the studio for so long. I think they came into Complex, but it was only for like a cover shoot. This is before I knew P and Coach K or whatever. And the first time I met him was on that stage. I was so happy, a little bit of nervousness, but we didn't have any earpieces. And I remember when we went back to the hotel after the whole shit, I remember telling him, I said, delete that, because I felt embarrassed, because I said, man, I love this group so much. I know how people are going to look at it. Like, they're going to think I'm playing them. They're going to think I'm just dumb. I can't understand. Now, like, obviously the content mind, like, kind of lived, because they were like, yo, bro, this is going to be classic. And I was just like, I guess, all right, put it out. But, yeah, no, you know, just imagine where you guys are. And I don't know if you guys love hip hop. Like, I'm obsessive over this shit. Like, I always tell people, I'm like, I don't know how much of their life it operates, but I dream about something in hip hop every night. I promise you. Like, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? And I'm happy about it. Like, this is what makes me happy. Like, nothing else makes me happy, right? So when I'm meeting these people, I'm happy as fuck. And then, you know, obviously with the untimely passing of Takeoff, man, I was upset, man. I was upset, hurt. also like whether people want to admit it or not, I know everybody just like saying, "Yo, we just in here getting our money." There's a little bit of brotherhood and fraternity, and it goes back to even what I was saying about the Adam and the whole Pop Smoke and the guy who killed him was like, there's a little bit of a fraternity in this. Like, put it like this: there's no like I was talking to somebody. I don't even want to mention who it is, but it was the manager of one of the top 10 artists in the world. And they said something that resonated with me because exactly how I feel. And they were like, yo, Ack, one of the reasons I call you is because I can't talk to nobody else. They wouldn't get it. Like, it's if I talk to Wack about some hip hop shit, I can't talk to my mom about it. I can't talk to my brothers about it. I can't talk to my friends about it because they're not in this industry. So, and that's kind of create the overarching concept of why we have there is some type of like, it's like a family feel, even if niggas hate each other, right? So when Takeoff died, yeah, like, the reason why you saw me on stream going so hard, it was like, man, I really like that fucking group. Like, I really like all three of those guys. Me and Offset built a special relationship apart from that. Me and Quavo also, we had a little rocky path because of he was dating Sweetie at a point, and I said something, and then we got better and shit. Even when he was going with Chris Brown, he sent me the record. He called me and sent me the record. So yeah, there's a little bit of fraternity here, and it was kind of anytime a rapper passes, and maybe I'm just a bitch ass nigga, but like if I had some type of relationship with them, I usually kind of I kind of care and I reflect a little bit about whatever experiences I have with them.
Now, with that being said, Rainwater had mentioned something last week. He said when rappers are beefing and one dies, that pretty much killed the other one's momentum. Being that you've been around the Chicago area, you've seen a lot of that. A lot of people come and go. How do you feel about that statement?
Salute to Rainwater. I was trying to bring up that point on one of my streets. I think it's an amazing point. I do want to hear Wack's opinion on that because I absolutely agree. It's kind of counterproductive because I don't think they think like that, because they're not beefing for record sales. They might know that, I make a diss song, it goes up, but they're not realizing that guy also coming back at you and dissing you and him being relevant helps you be more relevant. They're saying I hate that. It's real, genuine hatred with them, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like it's think about even Vaughn. Before and even after FBZ Duck died, shit. If Vaughn didn't have a subject that we knew that was going to be the target of a lot of his disses, you know what I mean? Or you see Chicago, it doesn't matter if they die. They'll just keep beefing with you, right? They'll turn you into quote unquote a pack, like they've been Tuka, whatever. But I don't think the artists ever accept that point, right? Like in reality, think about Young and Ace right now. Yeah, these diss songs going up, and maybe he could continue it because Fulio's page just keeps posting, acting like he's not dead, like he didn't get buried yesterday. But okay. In reality, if Fulio's page just went quiet, 6 months from now, we would probably look at Young and Ace if he's still talking about, I'm killing my ops and this and third, be like, yo, bro, all right, enough, my nigga. What else? So really, that beef was helping both of them. They're both of their biggest songs. Who I Smoke is Ace's biggest song. When I See You is Fulio's biggest song. They kind of needed each other. A lot of times, unfortunately, in hip hop, we tune into conflict. Again, as I said, salute to Rainwater. I've never talked to him before, but he laid it out perfectly. When people are at odds, they might hate each other, but it definitely helps shit go down. Yo, pull like this. Kendrick ain't never been more lit than right now. Why? It's conflict.
It's conflict.
We love conflict.
It's conflict.
And part of conflict, you just, again, if the person you're in conflict with don't die, you might flare it up again, or people watch what you drop, watch they drop. Now you could sneak this, even if you're not completely all the way into it all the time. People like the back and forth.
Like 50
That's
Cent and
the
Ja
world
Rule.
is built on that.
Of
The
course.
world is built on that. They don't want to. A motherfucker don't want to hear the nice shit. They don't want to, see the handshake. They want to see a swing, a fight. They want to hear the vicious shit. That's just the world we live in, bro.
Hey, put it like this. When I was covering, so 2012, I'm covering drill music. And I remember a lot of people saying, yo, we love this drill shit. And this is why I started the war on Chirac. This is what the fans told me. They said, yo, it's cool. You're promoting Chief Keef, Fredo Santana, Lil Reese, Dirk. But you're not realizing the people they're dissing, they making diss songs too. And whatever. People wanted to listen to both sides. And I remember saying, well, people don't know Lil J. And I said, you know what? Y'all prove me wrong. Tell me, nobody knows Lil J at that point. I said, I'll make a different channel. If y'all show me that y'all care about these other guys they're beefing with, you know what they showed me? They cared. They watched the videos that I covered with the people that didn't have a hit song that were dissing back, just like how they watched the videos of Chief Keef dissing them. It shows people love conflict, man. So again, Rainwater is right to a certain extent. You don't want your op to die. You might want him to hurt, might want him to bleed, but you want him to keep making music, because especially until you get out of that realm where you're making primarily diss music.
Hey, Act, this Pitbull. I got one question for you.
What's up, man?
Okay, with all this going on and all this controversy surrounding your name, and how do you feel moving without security, and when would you feel that you would be on that level to where you need to hire security 24/7? I know you get death threats. I know people want to beat your ass, all this kind of shit. So I just want to ask that question, beloved. So
Yeah, I mean, once you get to a certain level, you have to understand. I remember saying to Van Lathan a while ago. I said, listen, when you're a controversial person, and this goes for everybody, and for anybody who might see me succeed and they be like, oh, let me try a variation of it, I guess this will be a message to them too. There's no need to be super controversial or super being the polarizing guy that people might hate if you're not making no motherfucking money. You gotta make it. Listen, you need to have some shit to protect yourself.
Yes, sir.
Because if you just out here hating, like again, if I'm going, if I'm going anywhere with especially like rappers, my thought is I need to have as many people and as many security as the rappers. Now, usually if I go somewhere without those people, I generally don't have problems, because me and fans love me. You know what I mean? I'm not over here cussing out fans. It's rappers. You know what I mean? So, and I take the utmost caution when I'm going around events. Put it like this: I went to the Super Bowl. I know all the niggas that supposedly don't like me is at the Super Bowl. I see Meek Mill bunny hopping up there with Michael Rubin. I seen now for real, I seen him. Then he made Michael Rubin some coffee. Then I seen Lil Baby. I seen all them niggas. I had tickets, but listen, could I bring a chick? I went with security. The girl I was with stayed back in the hotel. Hey, we only got it was $15,000. It was a $15,000. Yo, my security was so happy because he's actually from Vegas. He was just so happy. He realized I gave him a $15,000 ticket. But hey, listen, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. If you want to, again, unless if you're on some tax stone shit, cool. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna fool myself and be like, yo, whatever. Now, granted, I definitely, I'm always down to protect myself. You know what I mean? You hear people saying they're going whatever, run up to my house. Well, I'm a very law-abiding citizen. We try to create protocols for that. That's all good. But when I go out in public, I like to go out in public and be normal.
Got you.
The reason why I pay for security is when I go out in public, I don't want to have my head on a swivel. I remember in 2015, I went out to Vegas with a girlfriend of mine, and you know, if you're dealing with someone who's never been popular or famous, not saying I'm famous or whatever, but you know, I get recognized a lot. I could tell when somebody sees me just by the double take they do or just by how they look at me. She don't. She just in the moment. You don't want to be the person that gotta have your head on a swivel because you're not gonna have a good time with her. So now I need to have security. I tell that to any woman I deal with. Hey, listen, if you want to, I used to tell them like, if you want people that want to go out, we could go out, but just understand what it takes for me to go out. We need this, and this. And if we're not doing that, or if it's too short notice, I can't do it. Now, again, some people might feel like, well, you're living in a box, but it's a pretty lucrative box. I'm kind of cool with it, but you know, you have to protect yourself, right? You don't want to be super dumb out there. So with me, 9 out of 10 times, if you see me in a place, especially in public, I'm gonna have some type of protection around me to some extent. You know what I mean? Because you never know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate your answer for that. That's a good answer, brother.
Yeah, and one last thing on that too. Like, I'm not one of these rappers, so you're never gonna hear me be like, "Nigga, I don't need security." Like what? No, I'm like, hey, listen, I love my security guards. I love my security guards. I love I love having a conversation with my. Hey, are you licensed to carry? Okay, we have all these conversations. I'm the person that realizes that, hey, the prevention gonna be a lot better than the cure, right? Because I'm not gonna be the person be like, all right, man, yeah, you snuffed me out there, I'm gonna go kill you. I'm not gonna go kill you at all. So let me just, again, protect myself, and it is what it is. But that's why I always tell people, if you're gonna be in that, like, maybe you could be like Wack. I ran into Wack in motherfucking Wack pulled up on me in, was it I think it was Miami.
Miami. Yeah, Miami.
You're not gonna catch Wack with 3 security guards, okay?
No, not at all.
He got security, but it ain't security. He got some shit, you know what I mean? So Wack's a different type of monster, but you got to understand what you are and what you're not too. I'm not Wack, you know what I mean? So I move accordingly, and yeah. Never say never, but you definitely don't want to be dumb and just be like, oh nah, I'm too tough for that. Niggas
real, bro. For a motherfucker to really want to go do something to act, I think people just want to debate act. I don't think they really want to do nothing to act, because nigga don't do nothing to nobody. Speak his piece, and I go at it with the Chicago people all the time. Like, look, bro, I said, I'm telling you, if act put out half the shit that your people are sending him to put out, man, these niggas are really literally go spin the block, show some shit, incriminating shit, put it up, act, fuck these niggas. Act said, nah, I ain't doing it. They are begging to do it. He won't do it. Like, I just think they want to debate him, bro. I don't even think they really want to, because there got to be some more people in this world that you need to take that penitentiary chance on, bro.
No, that's real. That's real, huh? For real. That's why I asked that question.
And also, like, I don't try to put anybody who's around me also in situations, right? So it's like, all right, cool. Let's say I go to Vegas and I got security, I got whatever, right? Now I could be on some shit like, oh, word, I heard Meet Mill at Dreas. Nigga, we got 15 people, nigga, we in Dreas too. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, I could do that, make a video and be like, yeah, I got money out, but it's like, I don't even want to put, like, I think about everybody. Like, when I said that story about the BMF thing, it was like, I was just thinking about other people who might have to do something maybe on my behalf and they go to jail. I don't even want that on my conscience. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, let me stay out of the way. And also, that's not even my scene a lot of times. You know what I mean? There's no desire in me that says, I want to be popping bottles with so-and-so and so-and-so. Me, listen, I hang out with my nice little cute girls from time to time, and that's it. To me, that's much cooler than just hanging out with rappers and fake relations. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm straight.
Hey, Akademiks, I got a question for you. This is Freedom.
What's going on?
How did you start your career? And when you started your career, did you know you was going to get to the level of success you got to? Did you anticipate that? And did you think that when you got to where you was going to get to, that it would give you the name that you got?
Definitely not you know, I was always aiming for the stars. I didn't know what the stars was. You know, everybody wants to be the most successful, the biggest as ever. But so when I first started, even I wanted to be in the music industry or have an effect on it. So the very first thing I started, my first name was Trendsetter Productions, back in like 2000 and I want to say like 8 or 9, and I just wanted to make beats like Kanye. I was like looping samples. Like I still got a laptop. I still have it somewhere full of beats, like mad beats. I used to be looping samples. But you know, I was also in college, and I was trying to like figure shit out. And you know, I was, what really brought me to broadcasting was me getting out of my shell. And what I mean, get me out of my shell, because I came to America from Jamaica like right around when I was like in middle school or something like that. And like I didn't really have that much of a social life because everybody just looked at me like, oh, that's the Jamaican kid. Like that's it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he ain't one of us. He's just a Jamaican kid. And I used to just hang out with my little Jamaican crew. So by the time I got to college, I started to make beats because I'm like super into hip hop. Like I've always been obsessed. Like that's the only thing that mattered to me. And then from producing, it got me into DJing. Because now, like, obviously in college, it's like, all right, cool. Yeah, everything cool, but like, where the bitches at? So now, me and my homies was like, they're like, yo, we should start throwing parties. And I remember, like, everybody trying to get a role. And I'm like, well, I guess I could DJ because I'm already looping these beats using, like, virtual DJ. And I kind of have a DJ program, so I start DJing. Now, that's where, like, I found a real home, because if you know anything about like dancehall culture, Jamaican like dancehall culture, like the DJ is kind of almost a life of the party. So I kind of really gravitated towards that. I was doing parties at Rutgers University all throughout the state of Jersey or whatever. And then, you know, I've always been the person who's never been content. So I'm trying to grow more. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck did I do? So they had a radio station. I'm like, I bet. Now I'm about to go get it lit on the radio now. Went on the radio. Like, I ain't gonna lie, maybe it was just already in me. Maybe I was just the instigator or whatever. I just started talking about everything going on campus. Yo, this bitch, she was at my party with this nigga. I thought that was her nigga. Blah blah. Yo, this nigga over here, I could see like he ran to this nigga over here. He was scared. I had people calling up, blah blah blah. Like shit was going crazy, like on campus. And then right around like 2010, I started, like, I got the idea, like, wait, you know what? If people are enjoying it at the school, yeah, let me just put it online, man. They might not understand everything we're talking about, but I think it's just entertainment. 2 years later, I get kicked off the radio station, and it was like God's timing, because I had more people watching online than they were listening, at least from the stats in real life. So after that, I was like, the whole goal was to get to Power 105 or Hot 97. I'm grinding. Around 2014 or 2015, especially going to 2016, it's around that time, that's when, and this is why sometimes you always got to grind in whatever thing you're doing. Then, like, God is gonna let shit fall into place. All of a sudden, technology starts taking over. The internet become a big thing. Like internet media and blogging and news reporting start being faster and more reliable than listen to a radio station. So all of a sudden, around 2015, 2016, I'm making hella money now because everybody's coming to watch me. And I'm like, shit, why do I want to get to radio? But I'm like, I want to be, I don't only want to be a YouTube guy. I remember driving on like the highway, and I think I seen like a Breakfast Club billboard. And I'm like, now I want to be that guy. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep having to do things that take me out my comfort zone. That's where everything started, right? Because I was just making beats, and it's a little awkward, and I started DJing. Took me out of my comfort zone. I got on radio. Took me out of my comfort zone. And now I'm making a lot of content on YouTube. And I said, you know what? I get called to do something called Everyday Struggle, and I said, shit. You know what I mean? Like whether people want to believe it or not, I was a little bit in shape in college, but now I was at home just eating fried foods and just making videos all day up. So I'm on some Flacco shit, no disrespect to him, this is my boy. I gained some weight. And it was like, yo, you about to go do this everyday struggle shit? I'm like, fuck it. Take me out my comfort zone. I go do that. Shit worked out. You know what I mean? Joe screaming at me every day. I'm trying to get my points off. Took me out my comfort zone. But I'm like, I'm learning. I'm growing in this. And I'm also still building my own platform. I always tell people, like, you got to focus. Even if you have a regular job, man, try to have a passion or be an entrepreneur. Everybody's an entrepreneur. If you don't think of yourself as an entrepreneur, you're losing. If you have a 9 to 5, like, what about the other hours? That's why I keep saying about people tweeting just to tweet. You got to take something to be yours. That's your financial, freedom vehicle. And so right at that time, okay, so I do everyday struggle, and that's good. Joe leaves, and I'm still building the brand, and then obviously Spotify calls. Like, by the time, like, around the Spotify thing, I'm like, I think it's already set in stone that this new wave of media is gonna last. You know what I mean? And at this point, I'm still in the mode of, okay, take me out of my comfort zone. So it's like the next thing I'm trying to do is do something I feel probably uncomfortable with now, but I know it's gonna be something good in the future. So, to answer your original question, I know it was super long-winded. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
I tend to do that, but I never knew that this was one of the heights. You know what I mean? I used to, when I was super younger, or even getting into it, I used to be thinking about and say, oh, what would be a good amount of money I could make a month? And I won't necessarily the number, but I remember saying a number like consistently, almost daydreaming about it. I'm like, damn, it would be so lit if I'm doing what I love and I could make this amount per month. And then I get to realize I 15x'd it. You know what I mean? So it's like surreal at this point, but it's still trying to, okay, cool. All right, now I'm in my 30s. Let's try to keep pushing it. That hopefully when I'm like I always like Howard Stern. He was 50 making 100 million. I love that. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep pushing the envelope forward. It's never about money. It's about being, again, driving down that highway, New Jersey Turnpike, and I remember seeing that fucking billboard, and I said, man, I want to be one of the greats. I want to be one of the GOATs. And once you start thinking about being one of the best in whatever you do, the money's always going to come. That's the difference between LeBron and everybody else. LeBron, of course, he's a billionaire. Anybody who see get to the top, they always probably said, I want to be one of the greats. The money going to follow. So, yeah, I feel like I'm on a hell of a ride. I'm very happy to be where I'm at now. But wherever we go from here, you could bet for sure is going to be something that I'm going to say, all right, let me get out of my comfort zone and go do this again. It is what it is.
So you would say every